and I have higher lows, so that kind of puts me a bit concerned. All right, show's over. The end is here. It is time to send you to the big boys. Send them off of there.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm so happy to be here with you all. Hope you had a great day trading. Hope you learned something. Hope you had fun. If you guys want to know updates on these positions, just tag me in the chat. I'll keep you posted. But until then, I think you're going to have OB and Sharif back at the midday tomorrow. You'll see me at that news desk in about half an hour, and you'll see Sharif there right away. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you very much. And we have a BBAI super chat for Sean to cover when they switch over to their
Katina, man, it's all yours.
Yo, what's happening, guys?
Big Bear AI, eh? Okay. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Obi, how you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Good. I did not prefer the meatballs. How about yourself?
Yeah, they were okay.
They were okay. From one Italian to another. Yes, but...
Is Costco meatballs or something? That's what it is.
Well, I mean, you just said it right there. Were they Costco meatballs? Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say, my guy. But now, welcome back, everybody. Beggars cannot be choosers, of course, and we enjoy the food around here. But it was a good lunchtime. We went to the gym. It's pretty good outside. I mean, it's the weather is snowy.
Oh, it's beautiful, nice, clear skies.
$25. It's not the, it's not really clear skies. It's yeah, it's very gray skies out there. Big Bear AI. Yeah, so look, yeah, this is a pick that I had, and thank you so much for the $25. I really like Big Bear AI, and I don't look at it and say, it's up 4% today. That's nice, but we still really want this to break 750. That's the key for us right now. Trying to hold this 200 period, which is part of the reason why we made it one of our picks. I like the stock. This is an airport security name. I just talked about it. The Kraft Group there in New England Patriots, which is going to host a game this weekend. Their sensors, body heat, body scanners, things like that. They just had a contract with Big Bear AI themselves. Big Bear AI is in the airports. Again, if you walk through, again, heat scanners, body scanners, things like that. That's Big Bear AI. They have a contract with the U.S. government. They have the first approved sort of chat GPT, I forget what it was, Parasign or something, for government use as well. So I think I'm in position, by the way. Let me just get out a little bit of silver here so you guys can see some of the trades, because they don't trigger until we actually get a fill. So we've been working on that. That's just the way the technology works. But anyways, Big Bear AI, you'll see once I get a fill that will start to light up. Okay, come on. There it is. Okay.
All-time high.
I like the trade. Thank you so much for the super chat. And the thing about it is, we're just got to break, right? We've held the 200 period. It's time to go to the high side. And just for my own knowledge here, because we're always talking about it, when does Big Bear AI report? So this is going to be sort of the next thing that we have to worry about. We're going to go into calendar here. We're going to look it up, and we're going to see unconfirmed, but it's a little bit of a minute here. January, February, March the 5th. So that is a ways away for the biggest of the bears out there. And yeah, we'll wait to see if Big Bear AI can get going. But yeah, it's a stock. Thank you. Unfortunately, I missed your name, but thank you so much there for the super chat on Big Bear AI. I like the stock. I like it. There it is, the log man. Thank you. So congratulations on that. I hope you had it. Needs to break 650, so it's done that. And there we go, Big Bear AI. See you later through 650. I keep saying that my mouse is no good. I got to get a new one here, and maybe we'll do that. Thanks, Adair. I had a great day on the midday show, I'd imagine, there. And yeah, now we're getting ready to rock and roll. So you can see my positions. Long Palantir in the queues from the morning still. And then I've just been shorting silver. Like, I'm in the money, I'm out of the money. I was telling Obi, just the frustrations continue with SLV and me today. So we're not necessarily the best of friends right now, but we'll wait to see what winds up happening with silver as it's right back to the high of the day again.
Yeah, I mean, some solid moves during the midday session there. Like I said before, if you guys were watching, I was involved in an IWM trade. That actually got all the way down to 266s I added. And then I looked away for a couple seconds, a couple minutes. Swipe right back up, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'll add a little bit more here, and had to take a hit on it there. But pretty much gave me the range high break and then the range low break, and then just chopping around right here at around 266 halves. So nothing too crazy. But who would have figured this one would be one of the big ones today?
Which was it?
FIGR.
Ooh, yes.
All-time highs on the day right now. So this did not.
Yeah, we know that name for a while.
This IPO'd just in September of last year.
That's what it was. Good call.
Those highs were just shy of 50, 49.50s. When did we do that? In October, right? Over the past month or so, we've gapped up, pushed up, pulled back into that level, held 50, and now as of today, making some fresh highs. So this was pointed out to me again by one of my pod members, and I was just like, yeah, bit of a miss here on a bit of a miss trade for sure on the intraday as well as the swing. The swing was absolutely amazing on this one, and played the IPO. We understood that yeah, these guys do well for themselves, and it's something worth continuing to watch, and continue it did, reaching a high, all-time highs now of 64.75. Another one, Sean. This one right here.
Yep, exactly.
ASTS, another all-time high coming in right now. Look at that. That prior all-time high, 102.79s, currently trading at 103.45s with a day high of 103.66s. This one, another crazy one, but this one held its own really, really well since 2024, right? ASTS was a I wouldn't say penny stock, but was a sub $5 stock. Wasn't really getting anywhere, and you got some volume injections, held higher, held higher, held higher. Now it is up thousands of percent, right? Thousands of percent right here.
Thousands.
4,500%.
Hey-o.
From that initial volume injection that came in, I guess
4,000%.
Yeah, 4,000%. It was like $2. Look at the low right here, Sean, was $1.97. We're currently trading at $103, $104 right now, all-time highs.
We were, so we were just people saying like, yeah, you know, why are you shorting silver? And it's a valid point. I mean, look where it's up today, right? It's still down on the day. But yeah, it's near the highs. This is why I'm shorting it, man. We've had some highs here. It was able to take, look, we were in it early and it broke out. Yeah. So fine with silver. We don't have any other trades, right, other than that. So that was fine. It's just right into here right now, and you know, you can make, I was just waiting for a collapse in this, and it's just not going to happen. So we're going to stop out at 84.25 is what I was going to do there on the stop out for silver. So just, I mean, I don't want to hold it to 84. I can't hold it. I could, but 84.80 is too irresponsible. We're just trying to short it against this high. So it's right there right now. It was that high that was made just about 130 or so on the day. And yeah, so short, broke out, stopped. Which is obvious, and then you know, short again into here. We have one stop out, I think, around $84, but then we brought it back. We got 83.40s and things like that. So this has been okay for me on silver. It's just right now it's starting to ramp up, and if you zoom into this 1 minute chart, like that's what's happening. So we're able to short there, get a little bit out. We got a little bit more out. It's just this last position that we just put on right here is what's the problem. It's definitely getting ramped up here, and it explodes higher every time. Like it just wipes it. So I heard Sharif say something about like, don't trade Amex, or he wasn't going to trade Amex because he doesn't trade too many symbols on there. Silver, of course, SLV over there on the Amex. We're short at 01s. I'm not going to cry over a 20-cent loss, but it is going higher. So the only thing that I'm crying about is if I was long all these times, we would be at the highs. So I could be fine with it, but we battle the short. You can make money both ways, obviously, in the market. We don't pay any extra for shorting names. If there is a name that is hard to borrow, we'll let you know, and then Obi will often ask Neil or myself, or Sharif will ask us and say, hey, can I get 100 shares, or what's the cost for 100 shares to short Sidious, or what's the cost of 100 shares to short silver? For us, all of that is free until it's not, and our system will tell us no shorts available, and then we inquire and we find out the answer. But SLV free to short for us, and you know it's going to be a problem when it's not free to short.
Yeah, then that floats a little the borrow float, or whatever you want to call it. The share in
there it goes.
Saturated.
See? Just went higher there. So we'll slap a fail on the last round right there of silver. There it goes, man, taking out the day's high. So yeah, we shorted it and lost, but that's what I was saying. There's our one stop out. There's our re-entry on that top tick. We waited, got it back, boom. So that was good. But right now, silver stops me out. So flushy down the toilet on our last and latest silver trade. So, yo, what's up? Oh, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Just quickly, I'm going to go over to Sharif in just 1 second. But this is what I am talking about. Where's Brodeen in here? There it is right here. What's up, Brodeen? Yeah, I saw this. I'm going to send this over right now. I just found this show yesterday. It's now my bread and butter. So there we go. Thank you so much. That's what we're going to do. Tell your friends, tell your husbands, your wives, your cats, your dogs. I was talking about it earlier, man. My cat is watching Cat TV probably as we speak right now. So get them to watch Trader TV Live when you can. So thank you so much for that kind comment in the chat from Brodeen. or Brody M. Brody Eam. Who knows? Okay, a segment of our show is Stock Rundown, and we're going to be going through now a couple of the top names that you guys have asked for. We take the votes in the chat, and it's automatically, and here, this is for anyone that's just joining us, this is what we do. Every time you put it in there, so here's like silver right here, has been mentioned 174 times in our chat. Tesla's been mentioned 145 times, so on and so forth as it goes. So this is what we're talking about today. Oh yeah, Big Bear AI, up 4.5% as well. So this is what you guys are talking about. Now let's go answer to Sharif and find out what he wants us to talk about. It's your Stock Rundown, and it begins now.
Welcome, guys, to the afternoon segment, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys, they're locked and loaded. Obi in for Neil, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get your tickers on the afternoon rundown, you got to get into the chat. You got to join us in the chat, and you got to vote every day. Super simple to vote. Throw in that $sign followed by whatever ticker your heart so desires. Let's start first, though, by looking at all four major averages. And all four major averages, unlike yesterday, are in positive territory, with the Qs up a little bit more than 0.4%. The SPY a little bit more than 0.5% on the day, and the Dow almost exactly 0.4% as it trades. Well, the DIA, the ETF, at about 495.61. Leading the way, though, for all four major averages is the Russell 2000, the small cap heavy, up 1.33%. Good look there. SLV, the first ticker as decided by you guys, down 0.33%. But as Sean mentioned, trying to work its way back into high. So what's going on? Why was silver selling off? Well, yesterday, President Trump said maybe things aren't as bad in some of the geopolitical situations that we've been having. Gap down a little bit, trying to work its way back, guys, into that 84.50 that it closed out at yesterday.
All right, guys, let me ask you this. Somebody handed you $1.25 million to trade. Would your process change or just your upside? That's the opportunity Funded Futures Networks provides. They're a futures prop firm that gives traders access to a large SIM and live funded accounts every day. They've already paid millions to traders around the world with fast same-day and daily payouts. Right now, evaluation accounts are 50% off, buy one, get one free, and no activation fees. You can find the link below or scan the QR code to check it out.
Silver.
I
never traded it today.
Did you not? I mean, I was watching it.
I've traded 7,000 shares.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's that doesn't matter. The amount of shares doesn't matter. I have a lot of it. Well, I don't actually have that many ins and outs. Yeah, no, Obi, I mean, you and I, we sat here and we talked about, what we thought of silver today. And realistically, I wrote it down here as a short of 83. It's at $84. So I'm not, my bias was to the short. I didn't necessarily think that we were going to. When we opened up the morning, down, this is the morning time. This is 8:30 right here. So it ramped up. We started to head downside. So I was like, okay, here we go. Maybe it's time now for the big boys to start to flush out silver, right? And no, not at all. So there's 83. This is where we came in. It was 8 o'clock. That was about the high of the day. So when we're writing our sticky note, we're like, we like this kind of a trade to come through right there. It comes up to 83. We started shorting it. And yeah, well, that's what happened. So there it is, man. And bad trade there, obviously, to have shorted this thing. We're going to be down on it, but, it could be a lot worse. We kept on taking profits, waiting for that eventual flush. The reason why we're going to be down is because every time we got stopped out, we're holding shares. And that's what happens. So, what are you going to do? You trade bigger. Sometimes you lose a bit bigger. And today on silver, it just didn't happen for me. So hopefully we'll be able to get that stock or this name back on the downside. And honestly, until we break, Sharif's just killing those eggs back there. I can hear it. I don't even have to look. I can, I can hear it. I know, because you have that style, the roll style. I know, I can hear it. Yep. But anyways, all good. So what we're doing right now is, I told you, there's like 1,400 eggs back there because there's no one here and everyone's
it's about a week's supply.
Yeah, about that. So hide your wife, hide your chickens. The thing is here, a breakdown below. Whoever's first day it was, it might also be their last at some point here. But, you know, breaking back down below this 83.50, I think eventually we can say get all this garbage out of there. But it's a nice little turnaround. We did get stopped out at 84.20. So, you know, life is what you make of it. And today on silver, it's just kind of been an upside trend. So we don't have that long position. We probably should have. So we'll just sit on our hands a little bit now and wait to see what happens with silver. And I think a break of 83.50 might get me looking back into the short.
Yeah, I think silver is making a very, very strong move. A few people were talking about potential entries on of the potential backside, getting in and around 80s here. It made sense, you know. We did pull back a little bit. These are the silver futures. That's what I like to look at here, especially if I'm trading silver here. But let's go to an hourly time frame. You can see, yeah, we did have a wick top. We pulled back in, looking for maybe a little bit lower there. $70 per ounce is what we got to as some of those local lows, and then we start to step up a little higher, breakout, and now we're starting to trend. We did get some aggressive selling here on Wednesday. That's I guess that's yesterday. Yeah, Wednesday the 14th. That was yesterday, right there, and then bidding right back up to the high. So buyers very, very much in charge here through this 83 level here as well. So yeah, I mean, I like the short as well. I like the intraday shorts. Sometimes for a move, you know, something is a little too far too fast, I do like to get involved with some of those. We got some aggressive selling down here in the morning, Sean. I think, or last night. In the morning last night. I always think Blue Ocean is for some reason early morning, but because it lasts till 4 a.m., right? So strong flushes. We got all the way back down to 86s, and since then we're getting a little bit of a balance and then trade back up to these highs. 93.69s are the highs on silver, dollar per ounce. So yeah, SLV is a great vehicle to participate in. iShares Silver Trust, if you want to capture some of those futures moves here as well. Didn't really get involved with it, but yeah, definitely this one has been very buyer dominant all day long. All
right, some breaking news, guys, coming in. President Trump is said to cut the tariffs on Taiwan from 25% to 15% as a result of Taiwan pledging $250 billion each for chip investment as well as credit guarantees. That just came in, I believe, about a few minutes ago. So interesting look there with Taiwan Semi, of course, in focus. As well, building on this headline, chip stocks, we're talking about AMD here, are up as a result of Taiwan Semiconductor coming out with their earnings report and smashing fears of an AI bubble as they plan on spending about $55, maybe $56 billion on new CapEx expenditures next year. AMD clearly a beneficiary of this as they manufacture most of their chips, guys, with Taiwan Semi.
At Taiwan Semi there, I mean, obviously a big...
AMD, sorry. This is AMD, yeah, my mistake.
Okay,
AMD, okay. AMD now pulling back a little bit right here, but AMD had a great day yesterday. When I looked over at it, it was at 235. I was like, what? I didn't even realize that it had gotten that high, and I think it got to, what, almost 240 today or so?
238, yeah.
238, so...
Almost there. We're getting there, we're getting there.
Yeah, check it out on the chart. It's starting to pull back right now. I was sort of going to prepare myself for TSM, but what do you think about AMD there?
Yeah, I think off of the open, this was one of the chips I had to be involved with. Beautiful, beautiful pullback into pre-market structure here. This is a 3-minute chart. So pre-market highs, again, coming in at 231.36s. This low right here, Sean, is coming right in at 231.10. So about a 20 penny pull into those pre-market highs, and the bid just steps right back in. Opening range high breakout, and we've been holding this range since then. So if you had this right here, 231s and some change, I think that was probably the best trade here on AMD. Since then, even if you're looking for a fade, we haven't really gotten anywhere. We've clipped the highs a couple of times there, almost coming in and around 1120, and then once again actually pushing through the high at 106, but coming right back down. So seems like a little bit of turbulence here, just shy of that 240 level here on AMD, pulling now back below VWAP after all day consolidation near the highs here. So I do have it on watch. What are the chips doing? You can see the market here taking a bit of a curl potentially at the same time, more of the Nasdaq than the ES, but AMD is a very strong tech stock on the day.
Yeah, no, for me, I think I chose Intel, and Intel was a great stock, I thought anyways, when it really broke that $50 mark. And we were able to take it and take it pretty good. Again, we got stopped out early when it broke the first time, then we got it again. So we actually played twice, rolled the wheel there twice, I guess. Breaking the first time was okay. No, actually, it was not okay. It only went to 10s, and then it stopped and it flushed. So we got out right there at 70, or basically a break of 75. So we wind up losing about 25 cents, and we only took out maybe 10% there. So that was an L. Then we went long again, and it kept on holding up, averaged it back at VWAP, dropped it at the 50 period at 49.50. So yeah, we'll be red on Intel too today, as we tried that name on a break of $50, and this is why you get out. You know, we were actually pretty disciplined to not chase this thing all the way down, but it did make a bottom, and I'm not really sure where that bottom would have been. Like, I think you might have even waited a little bit lower to grab this, even at 47.50 or 47 and change. It doesn't even give you a big volume, you know, indicator down there that this was the bottom, so pretty hard to capture that. Maybe we've seen the high for a while on Intel. So we've already zoomed this back out on the daily. We showed you the highest we got was 52, sorry. And that was back 2 years ago. So December of 23. So yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see what's in store for Intel coming up, as we may have just seen a temporary top there at 50. Someone in the chat asked me, what do I think about that level? That's what I think. We've seen it there. I'm not going to go long on a 50 break again. It's going to have to break this 50-40 area. So that's what I'm going to do, and may even think about shorting it, Obi, if we get back up near that $50 mark, especially on a day like today, where the Nasdaq is trying to get a little lower. So if Intel goes oppo right here, then I think we can potentially short it in and around $50. We're going to go back to Sharif, but I just want to say we did buy a little bit more on that Taiwan news there. I thought maybe, you know, President Trump lowering the tariffs, giving them a little bit of a handshake there should have been enough to get it going. We stop at 55, so now I'm going to bid 55 and use the low of the day, which is right here. We've done well on the Qs today, man. Bought the dip, bought the dip, bought the dip. You know, so if we wind up losing the chips with dip, then we'll be in a problem. But the chip names are going to have to lose the bid for this to go down. So we'll see if that's in store today. 54.90 is my out on this recent position here in the futures, using the low of the day for that. Maybe a break of the low of the day, we wind up reversing short. I don't know. We'll wind up seeing eventually what the play is. What's going on back there, Sharif?
More breaking news, Sean, with respect to the Taiwan semi thing that we were just speaking about. Coming in right now, U.S. Commerce Secretary Department says U.S.-Taiwan trade deal targets reshoring semiconductor sets strategic supply chain partnership, including at least $250 billion in new Taiwan tech investments, plus another $250 billion in credit guarantees. Moreover here, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick saying Taiwan Semi just bought hundreds of acres of land near the Arizona plant that they have right now, which is currently being upgraded as well. We'll get more onto that in the Taiwan Semi story, as that is actually on the rundown today. For now, let's look a little bit at NVIDIA. NVIDIA up over 3% today. RBC Capital Markets initiating coverage on NVIDIA with an outperform rating and a $240 price target. Separately, we had gotten reports that the Chinese government was all but banning the entry of the H200 into the country, telling customs officials not to allow it in and dissuading some of their Chinese tech companies from buying it unless absolutely necessary. Separately, we got more restrictions or more details on the export restrictions from the United States side yesterday, saying third parties are going to have to inspect these chips before they make their way to China. All that said, NVIDIA, guys, up 3%.
NVIDIA definitely on watch today because it gapped up, not as strong held as AMD here, but continuing to hold. AMD's kind of curling back down below its VWAP, but NVIDIA is still up on the day above its VWAP, and it's made a decent hold of VWAP in and around going into midday here. 11:30s, we catch a bit of a bid that takes us through the day high, pulls back in higher low, higher highs. Let's see if we make another higher low here, but holding trend pretty well here, Sean, as we push back up in towards this 190 level. Don't know if it's going to come in today, but you can see the market, a bit of a curl here. We still have a couple of hours just roughly, I guess, an hour and a half until the market closes. So we'll see. Only a few more 15-minute candles left for this one.
Yeah, you're now down pretty aggressively there in the last half hour or so on NVIDIA from that 189.50 to 188.50. Yeah, it just more of the same talk that Obi just made there. This was we talked about this yesterday at close, right? I mean, it was 181 and not anymore. And now today we get a nice bump up of that 3%. And it's just more of a breathe easy on Taiwan Semiconductor and their report. And, their guide moving forward, 38% profit boost to their net income for their guide. So, if that's what's going to work out, then NVIDIA should. And they even made, I think it was a Taiwan Semi CEO that said something about still early days in this game. So that helps NVIDIA, and it helps sort of get the worries out of the name, I feel like. Like there's a lot of traders that have been nervous about their NVIDIA positions, and that's because it hasn't done any... sorry about that, guys. I got to zoom back out here a little bit. It's been doing absolutely nothing. This is the summer. So, like, if you go to right here, this is July 30th, the middle of the summer, we were at 180. We ticked up to 185. So if you've been sitting in this, all you're hearing about is this huge revolution that we're having, and you've been sitting in this and gotten no return at all for 6-7 months. 7 months, not 6-7 months. And so I think it's a lot of impatient traders, and when they get good news, they try to run it back upside. So this one failed off of earnings as well, right? I mean, it made all-time highs. So TQQ just fell back down again. So we tried to think about going short there. We had silver, that's upside. But there's the futures right there breaking now, potentially breaking down now. So we have to, we got to stop and fail on that one as we tried to go long against that. And now we have Lutnick and Trump. Trump talking about his trip to in April is still on to China. We just had that tariff and again, it's like, I'm going because we lost on it, right? But it's like, it's only 15 cents, but it's still sucks because there's the break and here we go. So there's the break into the low of the day right now of our current market. So yeah, I don't know, maybe this is a short until we take VWAP again, which is 55.50. Let's think about shorting pops now, maybe $55 or so. I mean, with Lutnick speaking, Taiwan is all about this talk. Potentially, now he's saying Trump and Xi have close personal relationship. I don't see playing this game is not really going to work out for me. So, yeah, let's just sit and wait, Obi, until we get some better prices or until maybe Trump stops talking, which I don't know when that will be.
When we catch a bid.
When we catch it. Yeah, maybe we'll catch a bid when he's done. I don't know. But okay, let's go back over to Sharif, and maybe I'll try to sit on my hands a bit.
Proof of life, guys. Proof of life. There is Joey Options' leg. He's been speaking to him. He's doing fine. But you're going to see him a lot like that. You guys saw Neil like that for a while. So that's what Joey Options is going to look like for a little bit. We hope he's doing fantastic and a quick recovery. Shout out to the boy, Joey Options. Let's talk a little Tesla today. A nice green day. Well, up 0.5%. No real headline today on Tesla specifically, but according to certain reports, Elon Musk is shopping around for a banker for the possible SpaceX IPO later this year, slated to be at about $1 trillion. Nobody really knows, but they did raise money at a last funding round to the tune of $800 billion valuation. Tesla yesterday also came out, Sean, with the FSD change. They are moving away from a one-off payment at point of sale into a SaaS. It sold off aggressively on that news. Tesla up 0.5%.
Well, it didn't last long. I'm short again. Okay, so Tesla right here. I'm just going to try the market into the short of the day, into the low of the day. We'll just figure out if it wants to go. We're going to use the 50-period moving average to get out if we need to. All right. I mean, yeah, I never understood why you would outright buy FSD. I mean, if it comes with the car, that's fine. But now we heard the fact that if you buy FSD, it's locked to the car, not to your profile, is what Sharif told me. So that makes it even more puzzling to me why anybody would do that and spend that kind of money right out the gate, right? So, because you're just gonna have to try to resell your car with FSD in it, so there is a value there. I get it. I just think the $100 a month, like it would be, is very, very reasonable. Now, FSD, although I know recently Chef Joe has mentioned it to me, and he said I could mention the car on the chat, he was in an accident while FSD was being in control. So shout out to Chef Joe, and I'm glad you're okay with all of that. But I'm not too worried about anything there. I think it's a great software as a service idea, right? I mean, there's been a lot of SaaS models, obviously, that have worked very, very well. Elon Musk, there's no way I'm going to question his idea there with FSD. I think he just wants to get mass adoption, and I wouldn't be surprised if they even lower the price of FSD on the monthly just to get that mass adoption. And then it's about turning your Tesla, potentially into a taxi for yourself. You're at work, you're letting the FSD take control. I believe that's hardware version 4, so we'll see if and when that hits mainstream with the other versions. But I like Tesla. I think it's a bid. And you just got to wait for it. I mean, the market right now, I just showed you that NVIDIA's done nothing since July, while Tesla in July was 330. It's now 430, so you gotta like some of the springboard action that Tesla had, but yeah, that high may not get seen for a couple months now, especially if this market goes sideways. So we might have to wait for Tesla earnings, hear about a successful launch, and then I think you launch yourself right back into this name. So I like Tesla here, but let it settle down. Just don't trade it until you get that one upgrade or something about robo-taxis. There we go. See, Obi?
Come on.
Like you go short, and then finally, something happens. So yeah, turn my frown upside down, and there it goes, right? So you
finally breaking this range, dude. Okay, I need to calm down.
You don't need to calm down.
IWM, come on, dude.
Yeah, come on, man.
I see the sellers. They were there. Swipe up into this, and now we have some sort of a catalyst coming into the market. Now you break range lows. Let's see if you can crack through 66s there, man. Finally. Finally, potentially coming in. Potentially, still. I still say potentially because I still don't trust it. This thing is absolutely crazy. We were talking about, Sharif was talking about AM stocks. I was just like, yeah, these things can teleport, and people pull size on this stuff all the time here. And finally cracking through the range low. Let's see if we can distinctly get below 266s here on IWM. As the market also starting to crack as well, pretty distinctly. So I'm watching that pretty closely at the same time. So we'll see. We'll see if this comes into fruition, or do we swipe right back up? But yeah, Tesla is what we're talking about. I think Tesla, that 500 rejection, man, that 500 rejection was coming in, and we're still seller dominant on this thing. We kind of gapped up today, but guess what? Even through the gap up, sellers stay dominant on the day once again here. Prior day lows 35s, recent consolidation lows, I guess if you want to call this a sideways consolidation, is around 424. So 425s, round up, round down. So 450s, 455s to 425s. I'm looking at this as the next step down. And bigger picture, even further back, 400 is where this bid all the way up to 500 came in from. So watching that at the same time as well on Tesla, but good price action.
Yesterday we had a banger short like crazy on Rivian, man. We had $18 short. We covered it in and around this area, but here's 17, Obi. We didn't see 17 yesterday. It bounced off of 17, 17.10. You're seeing 17 right now on the bid of Rivian, and this man has really come in. That's high was $23, down to $17 now, down 25% from its highs. Rivian about to get clapped through $17 right now as we speak. So it's not going to be SSR, I don't think, no, but yeah, down yesterday, down again here today, and looking to break lower here on RIVN. We did cover a little bit of the Qs down there as we came into, a little bit of support. But yeah, Rivian, good call on that one. Their lucid reverse split, remember, and it got up to $20. Like, this is such a, these stocks make me want to, I don't know, man. Like, there's the reverse split right there. It went from basically $1.50. It got to 20, so I guess it was $2. Reverse split 10 to 1, 1 to 10 the other way around, and then got up to $25. Now all the way back down again. So this is now $1. So it's split at $2, right? Now it's worth $1 because he went 10 to 1.
Oh my God.
Like this, these are the ones, Obi, that we got to pick on those games that we play, the yearly predictions where you can go short. Take one that's most recently split.
Yeah.
There again. All right, let's go back over.
I want to tell Sean something. So Sean, I put my name on the short list for the Gravity SUV. Not like I was interested in buying it. I just wanted to put my name on there. And they have been inundating me with calls, texts, emails, all the forms of communication they've been really coming at me with. They can't sell these. And then I get an email yesterday, Sean, from that same, of course, Lucid representative, and they're giving you $10,000 off the MSRP in addition to 1.99% financing, which you can't find anywhere really. 2% financing on the Lucid Gravity.
That's a six-figure car, though, isn't it?
It's a six-figure car.
Yeah, so giving you 10 grand is about, you know, roughly 10% off or so. Let's just say probably a little bit less than that.
Have you sat in them, Sharif? They're amazing.
Yeah.
They're so good, man.
Oh, okay.
It's just the price point is it really, because they're trying to go for the luxury I guess market for EVs.
Yeah.
And they're one of the first to kind of do it. It's a very beautiful car, inside, outside. But price point, maybe a little out of reach or overpriced, maybe mispriced. But if they're not able to let go of inventory.
We talk about the K-shaped economy and stuff like that. There's only so many people that are going to be able to afford these kind of cars, and are they going to step into a Lucid? I'm not sure. I know it's a high quality car, and I think a lot of people do. The more they see them on the road, though, I think more people will get a little bit of FOMO into that. But interesting, Sharif, they're willing to give it to you at $199. They must know who you are, Sharif. I think that's probably what it is.
We need to sell more.
Okay, they're like, Sharif, man, you should be buying 2 or 3 of these things. You know what I mean?
Think about it. You spent like what, 200K? I think it's 200 CAD around there, or 200 USD.
130.
Okay,
yeah.
So again, they have different models as well. Would you rather spend, if you had that kind of money, that on a Lucid or something like a Porsche?
That's what I mean. I don't think the brand has gotten what it deserves yet. Like, we know it's high quality, but until you see them on the road and you see more people driving them, I think it's still one of those question marks, right? So, but anyway, Sharif, how tempted are you? Not really, or?
Yeah, I'm not going to have a car for another couple of years. We got to do the saving. We got to do a lot of saving first. Let's talk about Taiwan Semi, still up 5%, but well off the highs there. 351.33, trading at 344. In case you missed it this morning, Taiwan Semi reported earnings and it was a blow-off top off the earnings report. Fantastic beat on the top and bottom line, and they also assuaged a little bit of fears that the AI infrastructure build-out was coming to an head, guiding about $56 billion in capex for full year 2026. Separately, we had Susquehanna maintaining Taiwan Semi with an overweight rating and boosting the price target, boys, from 415 to 500. TSM up 5 1/5.
Yeah, after this is done, I have to talk to Sharif because I'd like to learn more about this saving aspect here. Never heard of it. Yeah, it's every time I look down, it's like my phone is like more indicators, like more money spent everywhere. But yeah, saving is important. All right, Taiwan Semis. I feel like we've got over some of these. It was Taiwan, right? Sharif was the story there.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like we've talked about this a lot. At least I have. What you had the trade on today. Do you want to review a little bit of what you did with?
Sure. Yeah. TSM came in all-time highs in the pre-market was 349.99. Right. Great price. On sale maybe, but came in with that gap and bit of a pullback here down into what is this 37s and then push back up. So I think the ideal way to take this, if I'm really going to be like, all right, well, I did want to get involved here. Let me just get out of this IWM. They did the same thing again on IWM. Drops down to 266s and then swipes back to the half. I'm like, all right, you can get me once. You're not going to get me a second time, buddy. All right, so the next trade on TSM, if you didn't have the lows, was that potential VWAP reclaim or the opening back through open. If you took the back through open, it never looked back. And that was to 343s, 343.10s. So that was an absolutely solid trade. Reclaims VWAP, holds VWAP. Again, VWAP hold, reclaim, that's a good trade right there. This range break right here, once again, 345s, 346s, that's great as well. All the way up to 351s. 351.20s was the high. So we did break that 350, and the 350 break, Sean, was absolutely clean. So what did I do on TSM today? Is this not linked to anything? Okay, cool. I'll just pull it up right here. So TSM. So what did I do on TSM? I was really, really late to this, to the stock here. I took this piece here, 348s, pulled back in, give it $1 risk. I was like, all right, well, I don't want to give it that much more, because if we pull back, maybe we pull back down to VWAP. But then we reclaim right away. So I take this push, didn't even take the break. That break was just shy of 349s. I took the 349 half push into that 350, didn't really add on that 350, bit of a miss on my part. That should definitely be an add through the pre-market highs. Gives you a clean $1 and then 20 pennies before coming right back in. Great reasons to sell down here. But Sean, I think the better trade, the better short was over here, where we come into those day highs, clip it by about 20 pennies, and then back through 350 for a test of VWAP, and then now all the way down into 342s and some changes where it got to on TSM. So a lot of great opportunity on this one. Earnings day one, we're seeing more and more that earnings day ones are giving us great opportunities and pretty clean legs as well. We saw JPM, sure, it's not a related sector, but earnings day one's moves, a lot of participation and a lot of good moves here as well this week.
All right, thanks, Sharif. Thanks, Obi, for all of that. I was looking at our board there, but it's not updating real time who's been winning and who hasn't been winning. Because I wanted to ask you just quickly. You picked Circle as a long.
As a short.
Short, okay.
As a short.
Okay, as a short, right. You have Cydia short, Circle short. So I actually want to bring it up because I know you were looking at that figure as well there today, and you can see here, nice move right there for Circle Internet Group. So this is stable coins, right? And they are the creator of USDC, I believe, if I'm thinking about the right company. Yeah, this looks like a good little level right here, man. I mean, it's either breaking
through 100.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. It's either breaking through one way or the other. And right now, with crypto, being relatively flat today, it's interesting to see 6% down for Circle Group.
69 open.
Oh, man.
69 was the opening price of the IPO.
Oh, of the IPO.
Yeah. So almost any and every long, if you're still bagging. Yeah, exactly. Look at the parabolic move.
Jeez.
There's people who are short from 280s. There are people who are short from 275s.
When are they covering?
Exactly.
How greedy?
Why would you cover?
How greedy are? What do you mean? Why would you cover?
If you truly think an asset is absolutely mispriced.
Okay,
right?
but
another thing is
this price at 280 is different than
the underwriters are defending 33s. I think that's
$33?
$33 is the underwriter's price. They don't care about any of these prices except for that price.
Well, I mean,
we're not even at 33 yet.
Dude, we're not at 33.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I love the short.
We don't know if they're defending that price. Well, we have no idea.
We don't even know if
there's no price discovery there. If anything, they're defending the 65 where we sort of ticked down to before. Yeah. But what I'm saying is at some point, someone's going to have to cover it. Maybe they're not going to cover. So
this was crazy oversubscribed. Crazily oversubscribed.
Obviously,
so if you had allocations on a Circle, that was probably one of the best trades of last year, right?
I'm reshorting. Yeah, great call. I was just wanting to bring it up because that is absolutely tanking. I just said Bitcoin's not doing too much, but I don't know if it's just made a move now. Yeah, okay, it's just made a move now because I apologize. When I looked at this last, it was 96,000. I know we started the day in and around 96,000. So Bitcoin opens the day right around here. This is IBIT, of course, and right now, yeah. So my bad on that comment. It is with the market starting to make new lows here for IBIT. We said that XRP was something that I was talking about. It's right at 1150 right now. So there it is, man. This is your triple levered Ripple XRP derivative. Like, this is right here right now. So I think, I don't know, maybe it holds, maybe it doesn't, but good little level there, bouncing off the 50-period moving average. Another name that, like, I guess to Obi's point, like if you're short, you may not be covering. You didn't even really break the 50-period moving average, and you're still getting a little lower right here. So, yeah, some of these names just continue to get clubbed out a little bit. I did re-engage in this short a little bit there because this is a 21-period moving average. You see, like, of course, Obi, the only time it's not going to work is when I'm finally going to get into it at this price, but that's what's been following all the way down. I'm going to try to use 55 as my out. So wherever this 50-period moving average is, we'll see if we can sort of follow this all the way down and just keep on trending lower and lower. That last reload was just right here. We reloaded at 82, so it's just a matter of trying to catch a lower bid now. So bid into the 60s, good little call there on that short, reloaded a bit, and now let's see if we can push just a bit lower there. Now my average price now 85. So we did have 90s or so, put back in 80. So as you can see, we got out of about half there, added half back, giving us a halfway print. So let's go. We're gonna stop out. My stop is already in. I put 20s right there, but now I guess we can go to 10s or so, just a little bit above the 50-period moving average on your 1-minute chart, and I'll be out of this Nasdaq print. So 55.10 or so out of the TQQQs. So that's kind of what I'm working with right now. Just looking short. Palantir's come all the way back. We have just like a holder piece on this. I really, maybe we'll just get out of it because we are trying to watch out for these futures, but we'll see if the futures can pull back. Palantir right now down into the 200-period moving average again of 178. What about if we just break 178? We're going to get out. Let's do that. 177.99 on that break. We'll punch flat and out of the Palantir trade, and hopefully we get a nice little downside push as well in the market. All right, Hassett's talking right now, trying to say he's tough enough to win these arguments with the Fed. So I don't, I guess he's sort of throwing his hat's already in the ring. I think the choice is, it's coming in May. So I don't know when President Trump plans on announcing that, but yeah, I don't know. We're not, we're going to trade a little lighter until we can, get some key levels that we want right now. Man, today has been like, we nailed the Palantir trade, but other than that, like Palantir was a good one, man, 178 all the way to the upside. We sort of threw away some money on Amazon. We were trying to go short there. That was right until it wasn't, but we got stopped out anyways right there. We were long, and then we got double stop outs at the bottom of 236, literally the bottom. That was the one that hurt the most for me there today. Intel was fine. We tried to go long there, it worked, and then it didn't, and then we lost eventually on that VWAP. Silver, we kind of just shorted all the way up, and now it's barcoding. COB, like, is this not looking? Maybe it's just I look at things the wrong way. Like we keep on bouncing maybe off the 50 period, so maybe it's just a long there. When I put on trades, I always try to put the best odds in my favor. So you can swing and miss like 4 or 5 times, but if your stop is like 30 or 40 cents, but when you're right, you can make not even 30 or 40 cents. How about like if you take the short right now, 15 cents. But when it comes back down, then that's, when you sort of hit that pay dirt. But I don't know, guys. Does silver short look that bad right here, right now? I don't know. I'm trying to put on the best possible positions, man. So, yeah, I'm not sure why I would go short silver. Just setting up nicely there on the chart. Okay, Adair, I'm sure it's Hassett News or something. What you got?
Some interesting comments being made by for potential Fed Chair Kevin Hassett. He is obviously not yet confirmed, but he is seen as one of the front runners. Kevin Hassett, again, currently the White House economic advisor, he's saying that, quote, whoever Trump picks as Fed Chair, the Fed is going to be independent. But the more interesting comment here is when he said that he is, quote, tough enough to win an argument at the Fed. So Kevin Hassett coming in strong once again, trying to basically argue for why he should be the Fed Chair. Let's see if he does end up getting selected. A lot of prediction markets say it's between him and Kevin Warsh. Back to you.
That's what I was saying about Kevin Hassett. I know there's some talk right now, so good read out there, Adara, and we'll stay tuned with that news. We have Adara there. The best thing about the best news story that I heard from Adara this week was that Warner Brothers won, and we nailed that long as soon as we heard that the bid was potentially increasing from Netflix into all cash. All right, we are starting to get a little bit of a move down in the triple Qs, but savvy Canadian traders, scan that QR code right there, right now in front of you, and get part of Beta Pro by Global X. These are 3 times daily levered ETFs. So you're seeing me right now in the TQQQs, Beta Pro, similar product offered here on the TSX. They amplify short-term market moves while hedging you with or for the most US dollar currency against the CAD. Whether or not you're feeling bullish or bearish, these ETFs are built for you, an active day trader. Make sure you do read the full prospectus and all their disclosures to understand the risks involved with trading such a levered product. So we want to thank Global X for their continued sponsorship as well. Look, the market's not really doing anything right now, and I hate actually being short in a sleepy market, but the Nasdaq has done this.
This thing.
What is that?
Still going.
Are you short,
Did
Circle?
no, I need borrows. That's another thing.
Do you want me to get you Boros? Show the chart.
Might as
It's his
well.
middle screen there.
Yeah, might as well. But like, this is already broken day lows. Did I rub along the wrong way or something like that? Because it's just like this volume started coming in after I started talking smack about Circle, and then smacking the bid is what it's doing right now. So, I mean, hey man, I have my opinions.
Smack and bids.
But yeah, definitely a little mispriced. Let's I love reversion to the mean. And some undiscovered prices below 69s.
No smacking asks there, man. They're smacking bids.
Oh yeah, they're smacking that bid right there. But that's what was happening off of the IPO open. Everyone was just smacking that ask, right? But not the same anymore. Distinctly different. Very much a backside move. And let's take a look again at the daily here on Circle at the same time. So can I not hide this? This is just a paper position I just took at the same at the day we were all making our picks right there. So all-time lows 64s. We come into 64.92s. We came all the way to that low in November. Now cracking and breaking some of this structure here as well. Multi-week, maybe multi-month lows there. December low is coming in and around 75. Let's get specific. That low is 74.73. So currently trading at 77s. I'm going to continue watching this one because if this, ideally, I think the trade was, if you were short from the most ideal prices here, we'll say around 200s to 250s. I think we're ideal. Maybe even into the pop into here really showed us that even a gap up couldn't save it, and we flush all the way back down. You even got a chance at 160s to get short on this one. Now, again, multiple ways to take a long-term short. You can go through options. If you have the right kind of broker, then maybe your overnight fees are absolutely nothing as well. So, there's different ways to kind of take this vehicle to what you think is fair value. But yeah, Circle through 69. That's gonna be a big trade, in my opinion. But the ideal trade was, how do I take inventory into and through 69 from those 200s, from those 150s? So, working out pretty well.
I was trying to scan through like some plays here, so we can have a quick look. What names you guys want to go? So AMD, I just saw in the chat. So let's go have a quick look at AMD. Like up 4%, and yet looks like this, right? Looks absolute disaster for anybody that's stuck long here today, right? I mean, you're playing the longs, probably off VWAP. I mean, VWAP would have been great. Like if we were in and around here, I would have said you got some support from VWAP, and then all of a sudden, now maybe that support turns into resistance as you're underneath everything right now, starting to turn southbound on the 50 period, the 200 period turning south as well, starting to tick lower on that one. So AMD looks like it's trying to get just a little bit to the south side right here in the market, and like no real bid spots for me on this name. Would like to have it to run into something, but we had such a great day yesterday in advanced micro devices that today is just a little bit of a give up, I think, and you're still up 4%. But what a good elevation yesterday, and then we come in today and see that gap fill into 228, and then just take off early on the market and up to 240. Like that surprised me when I saw that 238 earlier. But see, this is what I mean about how you get into those tops again, right? Like how many, like right into there, it's just worth the risk. Like we've seen it drop. So like if you're going short here, you can give it like 20 or 30 cents and you're still fine. You could have even averaged it in there to 238.50 and then the drop happened. So like that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And even on silver right there, it's not like it was any good, but you could have shorted 20s or 30s. It's now back down to 12. So even right there, like you put on 1,000 shares or something, and like into that level, you never want to short the very top because that's your out, right? Your out is 32, 33. When we were talking about it, it was into here. Let's just say 25s. right? So you put on 1,000 shares, give yourself 10 cents, you're in that 10 cents rate now, and you can decide what to do with it. My problem trading silver is, like, we have all of these wins, and I get greedy and wait for a monster move, and this time we cashed out okay. But, you know, once it comes back up, now we have that 1,000 shares again, and then there's the break, let's just say, of 10 or 20 cents, and then there's your buy-by $100, $200. You do that 3 or 4 times, and you're stuck, right? So that's kind of the dilemma that I had trading silver today, hoping for a much bigger move back down to the downside. We haven't even looked at gold, Obi, so let's have a quick little look over here. And gold today, 424 and change, so very similar to silver, made those highs, both down 0.4%, and both at all-time highs anyways. So people saying that don't even look to short silver until it's like near that $100 mark, that would be a psychological level. I could agree with that, but that's still 20% from here, so that's going to have to go. What's moving down with the market right now appears to be Tesla. It looks like it's trying to get red. So with most of these names, this looks very similar to AMD, where we're starting to edge to the downside. Did I just get a fill? No, I did not. Why? Because I'm bidding 70s. Ooh. Oh, no. Almost, Obi. We'll get 70s in a minute here. Now, yes, bang. All right, there we go. See what happens? Like, try to be too smart, man, and you fight the trend, you fight the trend, you fight the trend. Eventually, we were able to, you know, take that short a couple times, reload that right there, boom, 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 boom. We just have a few hundred of these. It's not the end of the world, but we're going to wait to see if it can get a little bit lower now into some of these lows. I'm now bidding 61s, which gives me this price again. So if we can get that again, that'd be good. And then we'll see about breaking lower. And again, maybe I'm just trading like 2 rose-colored glasses. Like, I still think we could drop into here, then into here. Like, I just think the market could give this up, man. The Nasdaq was up almost 1.25% or so today. We've almost taken out half. We've taken out more than half of that now. So I think we could go red. I don't know. Maybe that's just, again, me acting all crazy like. All right, we're bidding 61s. Let's see if that can come in. There goes Palantir. Palantir is my #1 stock of the day. Is Canada getting annexed or not? Like, are we that next Greenland? We had a discussion here yesterday, and I won't tell you what everyone's opinion was, but I said it was, how much money would you take as a citizen to switch your passport from Canadian to US? I was the only one that I said I'd do it for $1 million. I would move to the States for $1 million. I'd stay here and just call myself American, but I don't know. Nobody else was saying that. I know that's not very patriotic of me or anything like that, but
They can't have dual citizen?
no, we were just saying, like, they're paying us, Fabian. Come on, my guy. Yeah, of course they're paying. Of course they're Fabian. Fabian's like, are we paying
$10 million?
Are we paying them?
I'd go buy.
The idea is that Greenland is 57,000 people. So I think Neil and I were sort of talking, like, and Neil, we talked about it live on the show yesterday, and it was the government of Greenland and the Danish, which goes back in history, who's responsible for the land there. By the way, the market is coming back, so we're nice. We were talking about how the government may not want to sell it, but if you took that question to the people with a denomination there, some sort of a number, and said, okay, you are a resident of Greenland, all right? I have no idea what the average Greenlandier makes, okay, or anything like that. I have no idea what any of that is, right? They could be the richest people around. But how much would President Trump have to offer the people? Now, I don't know how that would work. I don't even know if that's possible for them to accept it. And anyways, the story was going on and on and on, and it was an interesting discussion there. So I said, yeah, you know, I think, you know, you can invest that $1 million. And I looked at it kind of selfishly because I have 4 members of my house. So I'd be looking for a 4 spot on that. Yep. And if I put that money into the market, give me that U.S. passport, man, I'll take it right now. And well, I mean, look, if you invest it, you get 10% a year. Yeah. Like, if you mix it between equities and bonds, and sure, obviously there's going to be drawdowns, but if you look over the S&P 500 over the last 75 years, the average return is between 12 to 13% ex dividends. You know, so as long as that starts going, then you're putting in your pocket $300,000 to $400,000 a year. I'm not even looking at the chat because I know that everybody's pretty much American. Yeah. And
man, there are much better places to live. People got to travel, man. Like, you give me about $15 million, I'll go get a nice place in Monaco.
15 million would be your number?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't give.
So you would just say, you know what, right now. You could still live here. You don't have to move.
Okay.
This is just to become an American citizen.
Okay.
Right? Like Canada's getting taken over by the U.S. So I don't know what would happen to our health care or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. But the idea is that Canada would turn into the 51st state. And you as a Canadian citizen would receive a check.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I like that very much. But
Wow.
Okay. I would say why not both? I know people hold dual citizenships, but I don't know if you can do that with a Canadian and American passport.
I don't
know if that's a thing.
I'm not sure.
You know what? We can ask. We can ask.
Anyways,
you're like, yeah, sure, I'll take it, but I'm not giving up my Canadian passport at all. So.
Well, you would have to. So you would not be taking it. So you would be a broke man, and I would be $4 million richer and living 20 minutes from you. So that would be my choice right there. But we'll check back in a while. I'll ask you that in a little while and see if that changes in the next 6 months. It probably won't. But it was just an interesting talk about Greenland because yesterday we had critical metals going to the upside here, and it sort of slowed down a little bit today, only up 2.71%. Let's just go and figure out what happens now. Next was CRML. The one that I liked was Lithium America. I think this is an interesting level here on lithium. We looked at the chart, and it looked like to me yesterday. And again, pullbacks are fine. You don't want to say, that the market is absolutely crushed. We've seen the Nasdaq pull back 10%. We've seen this. We just saw it last year. The Nasdaq pull back 25% or whatever it was there in April. I'd have to go double check those numbers. Don't at me with that. But yeah, LAC looks like it's trying to break out through 550. Now bouncing a little bit higher. There's 450 at the bottom end of that trade. So 450 right there up to 650. And there we go back now to the upside for Lithium America. Wow. Okay, Obi, man. We're now starting to print, man. Yeah. We made it all back. And there goes the TQQs. Let's go. There's Valeria. What's up, Valeria? The last one on that cart, my Ukrainian friend. There we go. Nice move to the downside right now for the TQQs. We got it. We flipped it up. We flipped up our game. Flip game strong, Obi.
Yes, sir.
I know nothing else has been strong today, so we'll just big up this trade and cover a little bit more right here at 52s. So there you go, man. Now we'll wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, going into power hour, really puking here. And Circle continuing to push fresh lows here, 77 on the session today. 77s incoming on Circle. So I'm asking the question, what's really pulling in with some volume? What still hasn't? Tesla's about to break its low a day. Let's take a quick look at that one there. TSLA, that'll definitely clip some longs. Wow, look at that wick. So definitely something, if I was long, that looks like a good level to risk at, and we're coming right into there as of right now as well. What's lagging behind? Google is nowhere near, although it is closer and below VWAP to its low of day. Microsoft is the weaker one, I think. We broke below a key level just yesterday. I think that was 465s. We come into 465s once again today, finding some supply and trading much lower. 456s with a 457s right now. We're currently trading at 456s is the day low to get a little specific. All right, Fluffy Hippo talking about SPHL here.
SPHL.
Yeah, we know that. I think Sharif was a little involved with this one. I was watching this one. Crazy halter, man. We went all the way from sub $10 to $21.31. Now, I guess, this is the first halt down. Let's take a quick look. Seems like it's halted. Let me pull it up here on my book. SPHL, that is a NASDAQ name. SPHL, boom. That is halted to the downside after. This is the kind of games that are played on this thing, man. After wicking, not day highs, but this prior high right there. Prior high just by, I guess, a couple dollars. There we go, open as of right now. Let's see what SPHL is doing. I'm definitely not going to be trading this one, as I haven't been watching it all day long. But I think this is one of the first halt downs, if I'm not mistaken. I was talking to Sharif about it a little earlier, about what is a good area to get involved with. That $16 area flush was nice, but we come right back in, swipe to 21s. 2040s right there, not 21s. 21s were day highs. Swipe the 20s and then slam right back in. So yeah, this is kind of why I try to stay away from these. I think pre-market action on these is pretty solid. Off of the open, if you're riding some of the momentum there in the morning session, I think it's solid. But things can get a little bit dicey, especially if you're not risking appropriately going into the middle or the end of the day as well. And this is a great example of that here. 77's clean coming in on Circle, man. I might actually, how much time do we have?
I didn't get them for you. Do you?
Okay.
Do you? I mean, yeah. Well, I have to check the price. We can just do it live.
Yeah, let's.
We'll do it live, and we'll check the price. So you can.
I should have got them earlier. 78 halves was a great place to get involved here.
I wonder if I'm allowed to show this process
as well.
I just don't want to give away your name.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay. What are you looking for?
Circle.
Circle. And that's, is that New York or Nasdaq? Or,
It is a New York name.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I already have it right there. Okay. We'll just try for one lot, and then you can tell me yes or no, and then we can add to it. And
cool, yeah.
we don't have to worry
Let's see
about
how much it costs right now.
Well, I'm going to pay for it anyways. Nothing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
all right.
so-
So it's costing Obi. Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
How much it's costing?
Yeah, I'm more than fine with it.
For 100 shares of Circle here at Real Trading, Brendan, 100 shares of Circle Group to short it cost you, Obi, 2 pennies. We don't even make pennies anymore. Okay, I'll cover it for you, Obi. I'll cover it.
Thank you.
Okay, you send in your invoice.
Yeah, I'll
add.
write.
Oh no, Obi. Went to 3 cents on us.
No, wow.
No, what happened? Oh no.
What are they?
I must
That's-
say,
yo,
no,
that's
it just
50%
changed.
increase.
It just changed.
50% increase. It showed you one.
Oh, you know why?
Accepted.
Nah. You know why? Because it was 2.6.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know why it said 2. We both saw 2.
I saw 2.
But it was 2.6, and it got up
God.
to 3. So my bad on that one, Obi.
Wow.
So I think it's because you can't pay 2.6 cents. I think that's why.
Hey man, there's decimals everywhere. So
Sorry about that, Obi.
I mean,
Do you want more now before it goes to 4 cents? Like there's, you got, you might want to.
Maybe.
But there it goes. So there you go. So, that's the kind of stuff. So if you are part of a prop firm, you do want to make sure that the prop firm that you do choose, and Pikachu, I choose you, Real Trading, one basically free to short most stocks. Now, when you get like an HKD or something that's going completely parabolic, it will be hundreds of dollars to short 100 share because sometimes the spread could be $10 or something. So take that for what it's worth. Shout out to Real Trading. You know what else, you guys? You want to go over and see who made the most money yesterday at Real Trading? Let's do that. I'm going to call it up right now. So this is brought to you by Real Trading. We do have a information portal. It's called Trader Information Portal. Oh, that's January 22nd. So there's a Russell deletion happening. ATXS Astria Therapeutics is being deleted there on January 22nd. BCRX is being added to the Russell 2000. So there's just some information that's given to us there. TMX trading, whatever Ignite is. All right, compare your profits. We go to here, and now this is going to show us, everybody, what the profits are, the top traders making on each market, and much more, apparently. So here we go. We'll scroll this down. All right. Here we go. So this is the top 10 traders we have over 60 markets. So like someone in Lisbon made $3 yesterday. So here it is right here. The top 10 traders from yesterday, the market they traded, and the US denominated P&L. All right, so there it is. Someone traded Canadian markets yesterday, made is this UOB? $21,000 right there in the Canadian market. Sometimes we see Blue Ocean and Moon and all that on here, but you know what? It's very, very specific. I'm assuming this was the SPY, or it could have been SLV yesterday on the Amex, right? I mean, that makes sense. There's a lot of Amex trading right there. Another Canadian trader, Nasdaq, New York. So generally speaking, you'll get, there's Blue Ocean. So there's a trader in Blue Ocean did 3,700. These are the average offices average. Okay, so, but there it is. So Blue Ocean, someone did 3,700 yesterday. But that's who's making money around these dem joints right now. That's why when I tell you guys, like there's over 2,000 traders trading here at Real Trading. And when I see traders like Easy Peasy or, I don't know, we don't really talk too much about P&Ls, but like when I see someone say they made $5,000 in a day, or someone says, oh, I just made anything, even $1,000 in a day. Those are great totals, right? I'm not showing these numbers for like goals for specific people to make or anything like that. The reason why we're showing these is just to show you that, hey, there is a dispersion of traders everywhere. So there's going to be top traders that have, like you said, what are you going to do with $1.25 million in buying power? You know, there's going to be people that trade this game with more shares, more shutdown, more life, you know, and there's going to be traders that are just starting out. So out of the, you know, 22,000 to 2,500 traders that are here at Real Trading, only so many will have, you know, 5% or whatever will, you know, give you 90% of those numbers, you know, until the other group, you know, hits their goals and their levels and starts to average it up. We have a very big dispersion of traders even on our show where we have beginning traders. You know, Joe just started with the firm. I wish he was here, maybe a year and a half ago, maybe less than that. And I mean, and we talked, hey, Joe, how's it going, my guy right there? Yeah. Yeah, and then, you know, even yourself, you're one of, I think it's like me, then Neil, then Brendan, then you, then Sharif, then Joe. You know, and you just see like a trader like Sia just coming on board. I don't even think Sia's really hitting a key yet on P Pro 8, but that's the part of the learning process. And we've gone through being in simulation versus being, you know, in live mode. And it takes a while to build up your account and to trade like that. So we don't know if that person that made, long story short, which is they're always long, we don't know what that person's shutdown is, what they maybe lost yesterday. I'm hearing someone tap a mic.
Hey, Sean, can I get an account?
Fabian. Yes, Fabian, you can have my account. You can have
a SIM. Just give me a SIM account.
Yeah, you can get a SIM account, Fabian. But apparently you're supposed to be doing work over there.
Put in the right kind of work.
You know.
Can everybody hear you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I can't really hear you. If you put in the right kind of work, you definitely will improve. And PA is a great system to kind of.
Fabian basically asked for an account there.
Yeah, and I think Adair is a great example because she came with no background in any sort of finance, and I see some of her trades right now. We go over some trades, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy, some of the trades she's taking now. So yeah, the progress that you can make through our program is very, very real.
Okay, so you're in Circle.
Yeah.
Hey man, how did you get 12,000 shares? No, I'm just playing around. You found a loophole. No, so the idea is that also you hear Adair say, and I heard her when she was talking about ASML today, I believe, and it was just like she likes trading the names that are a little bit spreadier, have a bigger range on the day, and a bigger bid ask, which is what we mean by the spread, the difference between the bid and the ask. And some traders, Neil's talked about it. Whatever we talk about when he's here, you know, trades the buyouts, so smaller market making, more style. I like to lose all my money trading what I trade, and as we go on, right, there's certain traders that are primarily, and Joe's talked about this, he prefers the option side of things. And by the way, announcement time.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
What's happening?
I've been told end of Q1. You'll be seeing options traded live right here at Trader TV Live. Whoa. You think I'm a maniac now? I'm not even smart enough to figure out the risk. So I'm going to be putting on some contracts here, Obi, and I'm going to be getting.
As long as we can sell naked, I'm good.
I have no idea what, I don't know. You mean like you have to have a short position or a position in the blotter on the physical equity, you mean, against whatever your options play is?
No. I mean, like selling naked. I don't think we'll be able to.
Selling naked means you don't have the shares back to cover.
Yeah. I just want to sell to collect premium.
Yes. Oh no.
I mean, I don't think that's going to be allowed.
You will not be able. No. It's not writing options.
Yeah. The risk management around that, I think not a lot of people have been able to figure that one out. So if you can figure that one out, you are $1 million person there for sure. But no, that was a little difficult to.
Oh no! Now SLV's going
company wide on selling naked options there. But I think we're probably very likely only going to be able to go long. Right?
No. We got to cover at the end of every day, so it should not matter at the end of the day if you're long or short. But you're right about the exposure. You're right. I mean, you could.
No, I mean like buying options. I'm saying we're only probably going to be. We're not going to be able to write them.
No, right. I mean,
that's what I mean.
Right. That's what. Well, you said collecting premiums. I said no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, Serenity now. Obi, did we not talk about this silver short?
Yes.
And I was like, guys, when do you want to do short silver? And I looked at the chat. They're like, what kind of an idiot would short silver? And I was just like, hi.
Stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, we literally talked about this. 10 cents worth of risk. 84.25 is where we should have had this trade. All right. Let's move on. But that's why, that's a perfect example there of what we're talking about every single day, right? You got to find the right trade at the right time with the right sizing. We can sit here and hit 1 million keys every single day. We could talk about all the trades in the world that we want. We could go 10 for 10. But does that mean you're making any real money? You know, you got to figure out the trades that you like, put on the right amount of shares, and hit those. And I actually like that trade, and that was not a smart move. That the risk to reward on that trade was legit. I mean, it's the same thing as, we're basically doing the same thing here. But now we got to actually, remember we're following the 50-period moving average. So this trade went from our stop out being 55.10, which I now have to change this over to basically, it's not really moving, so we got to get stopped out right here. 54.75, so I'm not going to change this now because we're only 10 cents away, right? So not doing too much, but following the rules. And again, like taking this trade and giving us a small stop makes a lot of sense and puts you in the right risk to reward rate there. But yeah, man, darn it. Missed that opportunity there. With that being said, let's just put another bid out here at 10s, at 60s here on the TQQs, and we'll see if we can get a little bit of money. I was gonna say our risk was 10 cents there, so now that we're in the money, 15 cents against our 75, we'll take a little bit out. So there it goes, nice move to the downside there. And we also talked about AMD. I think that's starting to go lower as well right now as the market. How's your circle doing?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Okay.
It popped up into like 77.30s, and then I was watching it close, you know, hands on the trigger. I was just like, all right, well, maybe it's time to cover this a little bit here. Now, again, I'm just trying to make decisions. I think this is just a chase on my part, but if we're going to fall apart a little bit more, day lows 76.77s. We got to a low of about was it 76.80s there, coming right back in. So let me pull up the tape for you guys here so you guys can take a closer look at this circle. And again, trades on the nicey. So let's see if this will be a little nice towards us, or me here, as we continue a little bit lower here, 76.85. So where is the next level? I'm asking. All right, cool. Let's take a quick look here. Next level right here on the daily chart, that low is coming in at 74.73. I don't know if we're going to get there just yet, but let's take a look at the hourly to see if we have any pre-market or after hours prices right there. So 74.59, I guess that is the next level of support. We saw a little bit of a bid come in. When was this? December 16th. So not that long ago. That's where the buying kind of happened. We're breaking this multi-week level here as of right now. 80, I guess if you had the 80 flush, that was a great place to be for the flush back in. But aggressive selling. Now, I don't know if there was a catalyst on this thing, but it is getting increased volume since about 2:30-ish. And really puking to the downside here on Circle. So that's the main thing I have on watch here. But this one, you got to let it work. You can see how it kind of teleports right here. We got down to 77 halves, so rips all the way to 78 halves before catching some selling again. Once again, 77, not the cleanest break that I took, pops up into 30s, and then now pressing back into 77. So you got to be a little bit nimble, you got to be light on your feet on this one as things potentially continue to work here. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get all the way down to those lows. I don't expect it to get to 74s and some change. I like 75s as a little bit of a psychological level. We're about $1.50 away from there, trading currently at 76.60s by 76.70s roughly. But the nature of the stock, you can see if you've been watching it, 20, 30 penny swipes when it does go up or down with some aggression, but got to let it cook because sellers are very, very much in charge, and the market tailwind is also on our side. So a lot of other stocks that are selling off as well. I was talking about Google, that's potentially coming in right now. Tesla broke below its day low. Softy already has done that, trading a little bit lower right now. Amazon's holding its own. NVIDIA is probably the strongest one out of them here, Sean, because that's the one that's still holding above VWAP as it continues to show that chip strength on the day today. So pretty good stuff happening there. I did get involved a little bit too late on this circle, but better late than never. I heard that saying. Somebody said that. I don't know who. But that's coming in here as well. But $80 was probably the best place to hit it as it broke day lows and never really looked back. $80 clean was not day lows. I think it was like 80.20s, but you can see here, never really looks back and straight flush to the downside here, really puking now, catching some stronger volume after 2:30 and consistent volume as well now. So I gotta make sure I'm watching some multiple different time frames on this one as 76 halves comes in here on the day, Sean.
Yeah, oh man. I hope everyone's having a good time. I think we've done a lot of good talk today about you know, prop trading and about taking risk, taking the right amount of risk, looking for good setups. I mean, we gave you that silver. I mean, we talked about what we're doing right here live with the futures as well. So, you know, thanks, Obi, for being here, and thanks, everybody. I just want to do a quick little rundown of what the market looks like here, because it's a pretty mixed day. We did see some strength in financials, right? I mean, today we got a good report from Morgan Stanley, up 6%, all-time highs, not slowing down. We did get Goldman Sachs as well, up 4.5%. That's going. BlackRock up 6%. Like, what a... Brendan said something like was it 27 trillion? What was the number, Brendan? Do you remember what that was? But it's in the trillions, assets under management. 14 trillion.
Oh, nice little
I doubled it right there to 27. But like, you know, what are we even talking about right now? So, you know, that continues to go up. And we talked about, you know, what they'll make on that just for managing that money, and let alone, you know, all the ETFs. We talked about Vanguard and things like that. Hold on, let's just keep looking here. You know, like when I'm trading the TQs, someone's getting paid, you know, a management fee to put this ETF together. We talked about Global X and things like that. This is how they make money. You know who else makes money? The Nasdaq. These exchanges make money. Every single time Obi and I are pushing a button, some sort of an execution fee goes back over to the brokers, right? They go to the exchanges, they go to the brokers, all these fills we get. So this is as trading continues, and that's why we talk about a stock like a Robinhood that is trying to put these trades maybe potentially on the blockchain to save a little bit. They talk about tokenizing day trading as well. Okay, or not just day trading, but putting on trades. All right, we are now really collapsing in, man. I'm just gonna do the Barry Horowitz, pat ourselves on the back right now, because the futures are finally starting to come back in, and we're finally starting to make a little bit of bank here on the day on this kind of a trade. We've always been up on the futures today. It's been a good move, and I call the TQQs the futures. Of course, it's the triple levered. So as the Nasdaq falls, you will see, you know, the TQs fall, and that's basically what we're trading. And it's been a pretty good one. We did exit out of our Palantir trade right there. Whoops! As that falls all the way to the downside. This is what's going to hurt one of the worst right here, because silver also hitting lows right now, and we should have been short on that one. I assume your circle group is going to be printing. There's probably no doubt about that. And then we have a little bit of earnings tonight as well to talk about. And then what the heck is going on? Give me a second, Andre. With Netflix. Netflix is down to that level, man. $88. This is another one of those stock. Come on, Netflix. There it is. What? I don't know. I have something to do right now, but I wanted just to show you guys. Was that you, Andre? That was awesome. Well timed on that one right there. But nice move to the downside there on Netflix.
Oh yeah! Wow! Look at that.
So I recently bought some. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm glad to be short the market now, but there are a lot of opportunities today that were missed on the short side. I actually want to throw up about that silver play. One of your picks was Netflix short?
Yeah, I have a whole list. I had like 7 tickers short and then 6 tickers long, and I really went through them. I spent a long time. I was just like, which one of these do I really want? They all look really good for a potential short here. Netflix, I'm like, yeah, we could see those 80s, but by the end of the year, we could just be back at 100 once.
Yeah, it's a tough.
Like, it wasn't necessarily the best.
It's a tough contest. I think we can work around the contest being a little more maybe quarterly or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
I think that would be much nicer. And then I think that if we can kind of take it to the next level and be like, all right, these are the stocks, these are the directions that we're taking them during the year, and then quarterly you would reposition, right? And then you can be like, all right, well, like then we can all exercise our positioning skills on some of these picks as well, whether they're working or not.
Before we continue, I want to remind everybody that PDS Biotechnology over on the Nasdaq, symbol PDSB, is transforming how the immune system targets and fights cancer, with initial focus on HPV-16 positive head and neck cancer. HPV-16 can cause head and neck cancer, and more people are facing these high-risk cancers than ever before. HPV-16 positive head and neck cancers are projected to become the most common type of head and neck cancer in the United States in just a few years. Please learn more at pdsbiotech.com. That is pdsbiotech.com to learn more. We want to thank them. I mean, very important. We talk about the development of all of these technologies. Go check them out. Very important. We want to thank them for the sponsorship of the stream here today. So, all right. Look, I don't know what's going on with Netflix, but if we're going to look at a daily chart for NFLX, and we've done this before, and it's getting to an area where I think it was $85 was something that we had talked about potentially buying again. So I've already I bought a little bit more at 90. You know, this is going to be a DCA. So we bought some at 96. So if we're going to use 100 as our base, we buy 25 here, we buy 25, and now I'm waiting to buy 50. Like, that's how I do it. I'm not gonna be that guy that dollar cost average like 10 times. This is not like the way I day trade. We're gonna wait to see if we can get something in and around here, and then I think we could put on like our last little bit of shares, and let's just get greedy. Let's wait for that best price, man. Let's wait for like $84. We could be here tomorrow. We were $91 yesterday, man. Now you're down to $88 today, 87 and change. We could fall another $4 tomorrow and put us right back to the beginning of the year. Last year. So yeah, Netflix has gone through a lot, and Warner Brothers, I think it's a good get for them. Maybe I just don't know enough about the business, man. I mean, we talk about content being king, and all of a sudden you're going to get Harry Potter, you're going to get Sopranos, you're going to get, it goes on and on. I mean, the list of Game of Thrones is the other big one that I was looking for right there. Anyways, we'll see what happens with Netflix and what they're doing. We did just take out a little bit more of our position here on the TQs, which is our futures trade. And now let's see if we get even lower here, Obi, as the futures are cranking lower into the close. I'm going to give you one shot at this, Obi. Yeah. The market right now is up 0.28% on the Nasdaq. Do we finish red or green?
I'd say green.
Over to Adara.
We're going to take a look here at NFLX. As you guys just mentioned, in terms of like news, there were a couple stories that had a tie-up with Sony, kind of confusingly worded with regards to that deal that came out right at 1 p.m. and did basically nothing to Netflix. But I do want to talk about this story because it's interesting. This came out a couple minutes prior. So it looks like here a Semaphore business reporter by the name of Rohan Goswami saying that apparently Paramount executives met with Macron, who's of course the leader of France, and French officials earlier this week ahead of their European Commission meeting to try to lobby them into action against Netflix. Now, this is interesting because that European Commission meeting was also reported yesterday here by Rohan Goswami, and Netflix and Paramount both apparently met with these officials. So what this report implies is that Paramount front ran this meeting to say to the EC, hey, don't go with Netflix for the WBD deal with regards to antitrust. It's a really fascinating report. That's really the only kind of significant or interesting news I have today for you on NFLX. Back to you.
Interesting story there. I mean, we talked about this undue influence coming through there. We talked about Jared Kushner being part of the Paramount Sky bid there. We talked about Larry Ellison throwing down money to sort of say, I have this whole $84 billion covered, no worries. So we'll wait on where that story is developed. We just got a real funny email. It's just what it is, man. It's from our lunch. Yeah. Oh, it's not lunch lady. Kitchen administrator.
Yep.
Hello, staff. I have to make sure she's not around here, but this is the thing. I have a bag of 500 ketchup packages that are without the best before date. If anyone wants to take it home or take some out of the packages, just like open it like that, please let me know, and she'll sample up a smaller portion bag and leave them in the kitchen. So you want any bags? You want any little packets of ketchup?
I've been saying this for the past couple of weeks.
What?
There's no more ketchup in there.
No more ketchup?
There's no more ketchup because with
500 bags.
No, I know with the eggs in the morning. Like I like to have a little bit of ketchup. There's only sriracha.
They do not have the best before date on them.
So is it like mystery? Is it mystery expiry?
Well, you know how you can tell.
Ketchup expires.
Right, just taste it.
Like especially the one that's sealed.
I'm pretty sure it expires, but I'm not certain that this would expire or not.
I don't think so. I don't think it. I think I wouldn't necessarily consider
First of all,
I'm gonna GPT's right here.
Why the hell Do we have 500 packs of ketchup? Because that's what's left over, Obi.
Yeah, I know.
What was it, a G note of ketchup packages lying around here? Do we have a G? We have 1,000 ketchup packages lying around here right now?
What do you ask? Missing ketchup packets.
Man, go long on Heinz right now.
Oh, there you go. That's what I thought. Okay, so ketchup packets expire, and it puts it in quotations.
Right. That's why.
In the sense that the quality drops, but they rarely become dangerous, because
rarely,
if they've been stored and sealed, like it doesn't go bad.
I want to take that risk.
The taste might fade. It might not taste like ketchup. It's not going to kill you, but yeah, exactly. I don't know. Anyways, I've been missing out on the ketchup.
I just love the part that I have a bag of 500 ketchup packages.
You got to have some ketchup.
500.
I've been putting sriracha.
That's a lot of glizzies. Oh yeah, you put some.
Instead of the ketchup, which is fine, but like.
Today we had hard-boiled eggs. There's also about 1,400 meatballs left as well. So I don't know why she's not putting that out right there. Feed those to my cat. But yeah, nice downside move right here. 54.20 on the TQs as we have a lot of fun here with Obi and everybody here today. Big Bear AI, actually. We got that super chat about 650. And that was a good break, man, but that was where it landed again, right there at 650. This is the frustrating thing about this stock, honestly, is like it has the ability to really rip that short face right off, man. It's a 30% short float on this name. It does have the potential to do exactly that. I think it's waiting for an up. There's been no news really on it. I told you that story about the Kraft Group there, the New England Patriots, that wind up investing in Big Bear AI technology throughout Gillette Stadium. That's a good story, but that's small potatoes. That's one. They might have even done that at cost. I have no idea. But now we go back up to the upside here and looking for an 859 break on Big Bear AI. What we're waiting for is this 750, but this is where, and to your point, we didn't give price targets or anything on our picks for the year, but to go from 6, where we're long or so at the competition, into 859, that would be a clear out for me, and you would take your 50% and potentially run. But that's what I'm looking for there on Big Bear AI as it continues to dance around a little bit here. Did Meta get to 6 bills today? That would be no. We talked about that earlier. So it got to 614. I just saw someone saying Meta's puking, but it's puking from its highs. So it got back to 624 and is just sort of landing where it was around 10 o'clock today, and now it's catching that little bit of a bid. Netflix also just caught a bid. They're off some of those lows as well. The high roller stock of the day is High Roller, and that one is still up 35% and holding quite well the bid. These guys getting involved, I believe, with, and Darren sort of shouted this out to us earlier, this is the prediction market. So you can't right now invest in Kalshi or Polymarket. Those are not public markets, but you can go into DraftKings. We do know that the private funding for Polymarket, they got $5 billion from ICE, Intercontinental Exchange. They got $5 billion from them as an investment, and Kalshi, I still believe, has an institutional money in it, and they're going to be looking to IPO at some point as well. Kalshi should be a good one there. But I like DraftKings. This again, if you scan. DraftKings actually asked me to tell you this. If you scan this barcode, you get a $5 free bet. So just scan that barcode right here. But no, it is barcoding. It did dip down. This was earnings kerfuffle. And now we wait to see if we can hold this earnings bid. And that's the 50-period moving average. So there's earnings. Disaster strikes, makes the move, takes out the 50. Now you're looking for a hold of that 50 period. So DraftKings looking to take out $38 and get to the upside. If anybody scans that and it doesn't work, it's my apologies. That's just a fun joke that is not that funny. So, all right.
This thing is SSR.
Yes, I did, Scott. I'm now out of DraftKings. Correct. Go ahead.
This thing is SSR now. I don't know when
Circle
it got
Group?
to I don't know when it got to SSR.
You still in it or what?
No, I got out. There was a buddy that showed up. I think. Let me check. Where's my size filter on this thing? I don't think so. But there was somebody that showed up with distinctly different size. I know it's not a lot of size, but about I think it was 10,000 shares. Or I think it was 30,000, something like that. There was a bunch of zeros behind it. And I was like, okay, well, it's the first time any kind of size like that got taken out on the ask. And I was like, all right, cool. We've only been hitting the bid so far, and nothing on the ask has been really getting filled and chasing it down, pretty much. That's the first time that happened. And it is on SSR. But the thing is, how much is this down on the day? 9.5%? The SSR trigger is where? Isn't it supposed to be 15%?
SSR trigger?
Yeah.
It's 10.
10%. Yeah. What am I thinking?
It just has to wick at 10%. That's
it just
all.
has to wick a 10%.
It has to hit 10%, then the whole market will.
Yeah, exactly.
crack.
I should probably know something like that, right?
You do know that, Obi. You do know that. We've talked about that many times. Yeah. That's the thing when you're trading, right? We talk about that. It's like sometimes Neil and I will sit here, or you will as well, and it's like, what's that thing I'm thinking about? Or Neil will say like a movie reference to me, and I was just like, I don't even know what movie you're talking about. And then it's like the movie I've seen about 1,400 times. You ever seen Tommy Boy? That's a funny movie, Chris Farley.
I have not. So it did clip exactly about just roughly 10.25%, and then bouncing up off the high. So yeah, this is it's SSR.
I wanted to look again, a name that I really like, and we talk about football all the time on the show. I won't do it with you, don't worry. But SoFi Stadium there for the LA Rams, I really like SoFi. It's just getting hit right here. I think this is a great call that honestly, I could show you, I still have my note up actually, the picks that I was gonna make. I was just 11 picks I was gonna make for the year. SoFi was the financial that I liked. I just thought that, into this area, we do have chances to get to the upside right now in what was supposed to be a profitable year for banks. We saw the XLF go out at highs into the year end. Just thought that there would have been some rebuy of some of these names, especially after earnings. And we had the bank earnings come through, and they weren't obviously not great, and we're just getting through them right now. All the major banks have reported, but SoFi reports late, so they're June 30th, they're January 30th. So we're gonna have to wait just a couple more weeks to see what happens with SoFi. But they were well appreciated, but see, the problem is now you're underneath a sloping 50-period moving average. So if we had our good friend Brian Shannon on from Alpha Trends, he would tell us stay away from this stock. This stock is officially in what we like to call, or like he likes to call, and I like to say, is the penalty box. And that's just, it's been making these moves down, and we'll have to wait to see if it can be supported here. Neil's already called 22 bucks. That's not called it, but that's where he would, was talking about picking some up. I didn't think we were going to get anywhere near there. I would also be a buyer in that area, but I think I'm a buyer here as well at 25. So let's see if we can get a dip down here in SoFi and able to pick up a little bit there. And then the other name that's really gotten hit that looks nothing like SoFi is Webull. Webull is actually at its all-time lows. Now that I see a chart, it's not exactly at its all-time lows, but oops, let me see if I zoom in, just get what that is. So it's going to be right now, if we close at $8, it looks like it's low at 775. I mean, I don't know about that wick. Maybe we wick down to 760, but you're right into here, 775 for Webull. So I know they're big in China, from what I heard of their last earnings report, I believe, trying to get a footprint in the United States and here in Canada. So Webull right now just getting absolutely clocked. I'm actually in this name at $10. So I thought it had a chance to hold that $10 area right into here. So we had bought some right around here for Webull. And we actually bought it back here. I don't even think we got any out. If we did, it would have been small. Whenever something goes up into some key levels, just like we did on Intel, just like we did on all these stocks, I don't get out of that many shares. I get out of maybe 15%, 10%, similarly on Palantir as well. But Webull, another name getting hit. What do you guys like in the chat? Andre, can we make, or Fabian, can we make a quick little, let's make a quick little poll. I'm gonna ask you, we're gonna have 3 names on there. Can we put on what do we like better? Actually, let's go 4 names. Let's go JP Morgan because it's the biggest bank. Let's go SoFi. Okay. Let's go Webull, and let's go Robinhood. It is 4, right? We could do 4, or is it 3? I think we could do 4 on YouTube. 4. So let's do that. Andre, and if you have a second, you could do it. You could keep it on this, or Fabian can do it. Let's go JP Morgan, or Brendan, whoever. JP Morgan, SoFi, SOFI, Webull, Bull, or Hood. Which name would you feel more comfortable? Forget about even the time frame. Which one of those 4 would you feel more comfortable holding right now?
So you got JPM, SoFi, Robinhood, and what was the last one? Webull. I'd have to look at the charts.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the charts. Yeah. Why don't we go through that? I'll go through those. Let's see. Someone was talking about SPHL.
We can go over some stock first, and we can do this later. We wait till that comes up.
With the push higher, not all-time highs, high a day there, 25. So I had that pulled up from before. But let's go to, you know what? I like, when I'm looking for swings, man, I'm not looking at a monthly, I'm not looking at a daily, I'm not looking at a weekly. Let's like, if we're really talking about swings, let's go to something like a multi-month. So 3 months is what I like to do. Let's go to a JPM and see how that's panning out. Look at this one, absolutely beautiful. Stocks only go up. JPM, prime example. Banks and financials have been pretty damn strong over the past 3 years. So which one do I feel safe right away? I'm going to probably say some JPM, man. But next one, we can take a look at all of them there. Hood.
You're going to like the hood chart too. I mean, I know it's pulled back.
Yeah, but look at this, Sean.
Yeah, I know.
First red bar
Take a look at that.
For the past 7 bars. This is a 3-month chart. Expanding volume, first time volume is dropping off. Prior bar low is at 102s. So I don't know if I feel comfortable holding this one long. Let's just say that. And then the next one was SoFi.
Mixed. Yep.
Ooh, I like that. Consolidating at all-time highs. This is a risky one. This is a risky one, but the thing is, like, this is looking solid, man. I think what they do is solid. The chart is looking pretty interesting, and again, if you can risk it down to 20s, I think this is looking pretty solid as well. But you're asking me which I feel the most comfortable. So far is JPM and SoFi, definitely not Hood. And the fourth one was
SoFi Bull.
Bull.
You're not gonna choose Webull. Sorry to tell you.
Nope, absolutely not. This is probably, look at where it's headed. Look at this craziness. We talk about a parabolic move. Look at that wick on a 3-month chart.
You can't look at it. I mean, it was just IPO.
Exactly. Okay, fine. You're right. We'll go to a 1 month. We'll even go to a weekly, yeah, because that's not too many months of information.
Not getting that much
Still, you got slapped right off of the open, is what I'm seeing here. Yeah, even on the weekly, dude, I remember this. I remember this week. It was absolutely crazy. I think all of that action probably happened in a day, right? Yeah, 1 or 2 days right there. Most of that selling happened. We had that aggressive push up, gap up push, and then since then, just a slow, steady bleed out. Now, again, a lot of people, just because a lot of people use Webull, doesn't make it a good case for getting long. I don't think that's how stuff works. But definitely not Webull. Webull's out of the question. So if I were to like shorts, I'd say Webull and definitely not SoFi. JPM and SoFi longs for sure. JPM I'd probably feel the most comfortable with, obviously.
All right, well, with that being said right there, let's go see what everyone's thinking in the chat right here. And it's pretty mixed, man. I mean, it's very, very, I think we did really well with this poll right there, thinking about it. It's JP Morgan, SoFi leading the way right there, Robinhood. And I mean, I'm surprised that Robinhood and JP Morgan actually have the same votes in this. We have a very, very mixed audience as far as age group is concerned. So JP Morgan, SoFi, I wouldn't expect anyone to say Webull. The only thing about Webull is you do have a bottom protection a little bit. Like you're literally at the lows there for Webull, so something to be talked about right there. I think that's a very, very interesting question, and I'm glad that everybody was able to participate a little bit in that. So thank you, everybody, for doing that. Webull, but yeah, anyways, going lower, down 2.5% right now. I don't even... Okay, good. Whew. I don't even know if I really want to check silver, because if it was all the way down here, then that would have been bad. But silver moving around a little bit there today as well. I want to check back on Intel. Intel was a short that was not taken by myself, and we just rammed the long right there. And it came out, we dropped it at 49.50, and then whoops, downside right there goes Intel. And I still like this stock, but I think at $50, this could be tomorrow's trade today. Let's think about a short if we get anywhere near $50. I'm a little disappointed with the reaction today on the futures, right? This is what happened. So this is where the market opens up. You can tell by the volume. We actually opened up about 1.5% or so at its peak, maybe 1.25. But the highest spot of the day, Obi, was the opening print. And that's never really, sure, I don't know what was up with that, maybe right at 9:45. We didn't have a number at 9:45, I don't believe, but it looks like there was sort of a wash.
We did not.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Thank you very much, Dara.
Thank you very much, Adara. So we did not have a number, but that was right there at 9:45, basically took out the day's higher, matched it, and then ever since then it was join the carnival to the downside. And right now we're just doing this right there. Nice. Obi's getting the alert that we are in balance as moments away. And at 350, we will have the market. And thanks for reminding me, Obi, give me some content here. What the?
Boom.
Ooh.
Hello.
What?
Hello.
7 milli right there. That's how much it would take for you to become American, right? 7 mil. Right there, 7 million shares right there to buy for Bank of America, going to hit the market at 4 o'clock. So we'll see if that gets paired off. Right now, not much interest in pairing that off. So this could really rally. We'll wait to see what BAC does into the close. Coupang right there. I always remember that stock because it was an IPO where I was sitting around waiting for something to happen, and I got up from my desk, and then it printed, and I came back, and I remember Greg, obviously you're very familiar with him. He said, "Oh, by the way, you're in Coupang." We were in a meeting, and I was like, "Oh God," and I forgot that I had the market on open order for the IPO. Yeah, and it actually went lower. I wound up losing $500 or something on that, which would be a decent amount. Morgan Stanley, yeah, sure, you can throw it up. Morgan Stanley with a short as well. BM&R with a bid.
Those things ran today.
Easy peasy.
Ooh, thank you very much.
Broke even. Okay, so we'll take the $2. Okay. So Easy Peasy has, very kindly suggested or has been donating the 0.2% of his P&L every day.
Okay.
Back. So even when he's breaking even, he's paying for a coffee. So thank you so much for that as well. Okay, no, so here we go. I'll throw this question up. Thank you for doing that there, Andre. All right, so here we go. This NBIS question. So do I have the imbalances for NBIS? So this is the thing. NBIS, I believe, is a Nasdaq name, which it is, of course, Nebius. Nebius intertwined with, very similar to like a CoreWeave. They have deals with Microsoft, NVIDIA, and whatnot, Nebius. But so because it's a Nasdaq name, as you see on here, and it's a great question, and thank you for asking it, no Nasdaq names on here. So Nasdaq does not get published publicly. Oh, by the way, BAC is gone. So you see, this is the thing. When you see names like that and you see the stock not really reacting, what can happen is, so what happens is our broker is just running around the NYSE because posted on the NYSE on the boards are the imbalances for the close. So he or she is just reading them to us, basically writing it down on their Palm Pilot. Remember Palm Pilots?
Oh, yeah.
Writing it down on their Palm Pilot and then relaying the message to us. What can happen is that can get removed. So I don't want to call it spoofing or anything like that, but someone could pretend to be trying to buy 7 million shares, and then that order gets pulled back. Now, I don't know the legalities of that. I don't know if that's allowed on the floor of the NYSE, but we've seen, Neil and I have seen this. We've been looking at the imbalances literally every day, as clearly you are as well. That can happen, to some stocks. So just be careful when you see that. The best time to check up on these is the minute, 2 minutes into 350 when they become public knowledge. And what the imbalances, we do have a video. If you go over to our Trader TV Live YouTube page, type in imbalances, some information should show up. And it's basically, you're just looking to say, at 4 o'clock, someone needs to do 3.7 million shares on the buy side of Coupang. Now, the broker, the direct market maker that's responsible managing the set of stocks will have some in inventory. So if there's not enough shares to do, they'll fill it from their own book and give you pretty much market price, okay? But what that's looking for, it's trying to search the marketplace for offsetting orders so there's no major market impact on the stock. All right, so at 350, it'll come out, and then as it gets closer and closer to the close, like there could be someone that wants USB long, so they'll say, oh, there's 1.275 million shares to sell. Instead of going in there and hitting the market, see, like Uber just showed up there, instead of going in and marketing in or buying 800,000 shares, this particular trader is going to wait for someone to come in and pair it off so that they're both going to get the closing price. So that's how, in a nutshell, it will work. You're looking for price consistencies, and the word I'm looking for is not consistency, but the price to accrue to each other. So the bid and the ask both come in, and they give you the fair price, fair market price. So that's what we're looking to do there, and that's what the purpose of these imbalances are. And at 350, the Nasdaq parity. Good one there. Thank you, Steve. That's what I'm looking for. See, there's one of those words again that is in your vocabulary, but sometimes you'll forget those. So price parity.
Pull in some of the imbalances right here. So I have eyes on all of the things, both in the NYSE and the Nasdaq. So yeah, strong selling coming into the end of the day. I guess I was looking for shorts. I took the IWM short, pretty much made back and then some of what I lost getting a little chopped up on the range on IWM. But that was a bit of a mistake on my part, just fixating. Anchoring is an issue. Okay, I had a few stocks. Well, we got about 3 more minutes left. I had a few stocks on watch this morning as in-play names. Let's go through those real quick, rapid fire here. Again, we were looking at oil, so CVX, how did that do? Okay, pretty much of an up and sideways move, nothing too crazy. Dell, that was on the watch list this morning, I think, and Dell, nice push off the open, but selling coming in right there as well. Quadruple U, we were watching this one. Beautiful push all the way up into 22s and a nice reversion happening there as well, pulling back more than 50%. TSM, great trading vehicle on the day today. 350s did come in, but pulling back into the lows once again. Intel, absolutely beautiful push into 50 and an even better flush. Failure to follow through of that 50, so that short would came in real nice as well. SLV, strong buyers all day, except for the close here, except for going into the last hour where we did get a little bit of selling. Also was watching SIDU here, strong sellers off of the open, and then maybe some buying coming into the later half of the day as well. Amazon, I was watching as well, a bit of a chop zone, nothing too crazy. I was also watching some of these banks, GS and MS. GS and MS. So GS, very, very strong on the day, holding near the upper quartile. Let's see how MS is doing as well. Another one, very strong on the day. Bank sector in general, let's take a quick look at XLF right here. Strong in the morning, but pulling back in. So I want to know which one of the constituents actually pulled back. I had CRML as well. That didn't really do too much. Sideways chop. I had Oracle as well, kind of a bigger picture story from yesterday, day 2, off of that hit that they got yesterday. I think they had like a China probe or something. More sellers coming in on the day today.
Yeah, Oracle, yeah.
Oracle, no, they had bondholders who wanted to sue them because, surprise, they're taking out a lot of AI debt. I wonder who predicted that.
Nice. Good stuff there. So day 2, they was actually doing relative volume.
I'm not sure who predicted it.
In the pre-market there. Hey man, she said she did her research.
No, I bet, hey.
Definitely believe it.
I literally got out at 319 on Oracle.
Yeah.
And it was, and I like the stock. And Adair was like, you know what? I've looked into this, and I don't think it's all that it's all wrapped up to be. And it's like $150 later. Okay, there it is, man. The imbalances are now out. It looks like they're going a little bit of the downside. We get a nice little fill there on the Nasdaq, on the TQQs. Look at that, man. ASST with a bid. NVIDIA, that's what's causing this problem. So this is the real stuff now. This is the real good right now, man. This is sticky icky right here. NVIDIA downside right now. Over 11 million shares in total want to get done near the close. NVIDIA downside, Amazon downside. You can go straight to hell, Amazon, actually. We lost a little bit of money on that one today. Sell on Apple as well. I had a great experience with Uber. Plan on having one again going home. Uber right there, 1 million shares on the bid. So that's something there. We just talked about SoFi. That's 1 million shares to sell on the downside as well. So it looks like we do get a little bit of a down push right now, right here. Adair just confirming 1.4 billion to sell in the overall market. The Mag 7 alone, about a third of that at 600. So yeah, some downside plays there. Walmart with a sell, and what a surprise. There's our BAC. It's a bid of 700,000 shares. Nothing to do with 7 million, potentially a fat finger. But yeah, so this is, I think it's really just the Nasdaq that's starting to go a little low there. You see that little wick there. Now it's being bought up. Because remember, this is all just a matter of market dynamics, right? This will pair off, and you could get a downside push here into the close because of the pressure. Like 2 million shares. If you market sell, which is what this would be, 2 million shares right now, how far down does this go? So that's what the market's going to try to figure out. And then as it gets closer and closer, generally speaking at 355 is the big pairing event where somebody will come in and just match those bids, so then we can not worry about what's happening. But look, man, instead of me yapping there, we could have just shorted it as soon as it came out. It's now down 20 cents from that level, and we did take advantage of that move down and got more out. And this is really the only trade we've had all afternoon. You had Circle, which was a good one. I think that was a dollar club, right? Maybe more. And then there goes the Nasdaq, which was the only short that we had on, and we exited out of our Palantir, which looks to be pretty good. We got out of that as we were talking, and then we lament on missing the silver short, but we'll be mining for that tomorrow as well, Obi. And just so you know, there are imbalances that go out in Canada as well. So most markets there will have some sort of a closing trade opportunity. So yeah, you know, again, thanks for joining us. I want to thank Obi again for filling in. Neil will be back tomorrow, and Joe will be back next week. But you're back tomorrow anyways on the midday for Joe. And I believe Joe's back Monday, I think.
I think we were talking.
Yeah,
I think,
it's up in the air.
Yeah, I think he might want some more time for
perfect.
recovery, and that's perfect.
Take as much time, Joe. If you're watching, of course, he knows that.
We saw Sharif show a picture of his leg, and it just.
It's amazing
I'll talk
how
more about it today.
Yeah, no worries. It's amazing how quick the recovery times are these days with some of the physio that you go through, and then obviously how quick these operations are performed. It's just so routine now, man. Everybody's getting hurt, like pulling hamstrings, tearing ACLs. For him, it was Neil was the Achilles. His was the ACL. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a fake knee as well. So there you go.
I got to get my right knee checked out. I don't know. Nothing crazy just yet, but you don't want to push it to the limit.
You know you're getting old when?
Yeah, exactly, right? I'm just like, when it hurts to walk, or when it gets a little cold outside and your knee starts feeling a little tingle, and I'm like, yeah, it seems like it's about that time. NVIDIA with that sell imbalance, almost 2 million shares to sell right there. Selling off even more, broke through the consolidation, almost through the open. The opening price is 168.50. I hit into 168.50, got 48s there, 168.48, 186 48s there. But as we come in closer to this 55, this could swipe right back up. You want to be careful with that. So we'll wait and see what happens here.
I'm just putting more bids in here to cover up our position. Okay, so I think here, let's go to NVIDIA and just talk about quickly, Obi, because we do have the pairing event that's about to happen. So look at NVIDIA, man. It comes out at 350. It's in and around 187.30. It's now 186.30. It flushes down $1. But I told you guys that this will probably pair. It's already paired off. It's not even 355. I don't even see it anymore. So let's just zoom in right here, and we'll go right back to this.
Flip.
Yeah, there's NVIDIA right now. Looky, man. I don't even see it on here anymore, and the pairing event has already happened. So there it goes. We were just talking about, I was about to go long, to be honest with you. I don't even see it on here, so it's gone from 2 million into nothing. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's actually it's a sell. It's
still a sell.
500K.
How much?
500K sell.
Okay, so I should see it in here somewhere. NVDA.
I have it on my.
Oh, there it is, right down here.
Separate one right here.
Try to click it. There it is, right here. Yeah, there it is. So 500, just following it around there. We can highlight it so you can watch it go back.
Nothing too crazy. I mean, I was giving it about 25 pennies. I was like, all right, let's see.
Oh, you were in it?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I got involved because that was the back through open, right? 186.50 was a back through open. I was like, if we really crack on a sell imbalance through the opening price, I do want to be involved, and I'll give it a quarter. I'll be like, all right, cool. If that can continue, it should go right away. If it doesn't, that's more than fine. And it did paired a decent amount there. And
I can actually be convinced of. I can be convinced of looking at that trade a little bit more, because we sat here and we called this at 355. Yep. We said there's a potential for this thing to completely turn around, and it did that in spades there. I mean, you could have got a quick little 40 cents there.
With some size, too. Think about the volume that goes on going.
I know we all trade different sizes, but even if you just put on a couple hundred shares there and you make 30 cents, you put $100 in your pocket.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is the scalability of that trade is definitely there because of the liquidity that's there. Because scalability is the big part, right?
That's the big part.
Sure, we can take pennies off of here and there, but the question is, can you do that? Can you do the same thing with thousands of shares, tens of thousands of shares? That's the game I essentially want to play. Right? Those are the things I want to make decisions on at the end of the day, right?
Well, that's why I like you, Obi. That's why I trade these bigger names, and it's not. Look, you can get a lot of liquidity. Like, I'm not trying to take 1,000 shares of ASML or anything, but you can do that. You know, it's just a matter of I think with every strategy, share sizing obviously becomes very, very important. All right, so it looks like the Nasdaq. You said green, Obi. You win there. It looks like the Nasdaq is actually right at the exact same spot when I asked you. Nice. It was 0.27, so you hummed and hawed, but said green and you win on that one. So it looks like the market will stay green here, barring a 3-minute complete collapse in the market, which I don't see. There's not much going on right now. President Trump seems to be pretty silent right here. So looks like it'll be a pretty bad day for the Nasdaq. I know it's. watch what I'm saying there. But when you see the market going like this all day, when its highest spot was the open, yeah, it's not going to be good. Highest spot open, lowest spot close. You never, ever, ever. People, I don't know if they watch. That's Chris Jericho. Anyways, okay. But you never, ever want the market to close at the lows. That's not a great sign, because anybody that's a little scared and potentially didn't sell, if you get a low open tomorrow, that could create a waterfall action, because people will say, okay, I held on, hopefully it bounces back tomorrow, but if it doesn't bounce back tomorrow, then I'm going to be selling almost immediately. So they wait for that little opening rush. So look for tomorrow around. Again, it's I don't know the timing, but I think I'm going to be looking short tomorrow, especially if this market opens up near flat and then looks to challenge this 25.7 area on the Nasdaq. We'll look to go a little short over there. All right, so that's what I'm doing today. We've actually done real well here in the afternoon as we look to see Pfizer. Probably nothing going on for Pfizer. Put this futures back over there. Yeah, kind of just dancing right there, as that's the biggest one left. ASST down through $1. Oh, you know what? Talk about a dollar stock. Did Beyond Meat ever crack under it again? No, no, it held $1, it looks like there. If I zoom, yeah, so there it is, man. Look at that. We take a look at that, Obi. It held $1. So there you go.
Hold.
Yeah, so
all day long. You could have just boom, 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 boom.
yeah, and you talk about taking. You and I talked about that.
Yeah,
a couple thousand shares, something like that. Yeah,
83 million shares. You want to stay underneath 1% of daily traded volume? Like, that's quick maths.
Yeah, are you flat right now? Because, all right, I have nothing left. I'm just waiting to get out of this. I'm just going to put a bid right now with only a minute left. No point. As I said to you, Obi and I trading here on a prop floor that has to be flat at the end of every single day. So I'm bidding 24s, and there it is, right there. Roar. There, you guys scared? The bear comes out and shows its teeth here into the close. So far, so good. I am very nervous about what tomorrow may bring. It's a Friday. Bank earnings were not that great. We have JB Hunt reporting, which is a transport. We'll see if that's bad. That's going to be bad. A lot of people follow trades. We guys used to have Chris Brecher on the show, and he talked about the transports and how important those are. And again, shipping companies, railroads, Obi, things like that. That gives us a good idea of potentially strength of the consumer. If they're shipping goods everywhere, right? What does that look like? Today's closing bell brought to you by Beta Pro, their 3x daily levered ETFs. We want to thank them once again for their continued sponsorship. Thank you. Global X and Beta Pro again. The liquidity, the 4x hedged ETFs traded there on the TSX. Thank you to Global X for that one. But yeah, man, not a great day overall. We could do a quick little check-in. I mean, I think it's fine. I just would have liked the bids to hold, which they didn't wind up doing. Just a quick little look here on the financials. We do have a good day today in BlackRock, Goldman, and Morgan. Yeah, they all pretty much held the bids, right? Good day there. MasterCard. I think at some point, let me just check out the quick chart here on MA, because I think at some point these are going to be buys. I do not believe that credit cards are going to face the wrath of the administration. I just, they're such a, well held, a lot of money into these things. I just don't know if they're going to drop the ruling or whatever they have to do. Maybe it's an executive order that you can't charge more than 10%. So to me, I've always thought best of breed was American Express. I'm not sure that to be true or not. As far as what I like Capital One, but this is a little bit of a dip down, potentially giving you an opportunity to buy some of those names. Did JP Morgan get off the mat today? Not really. They got going early up to 313, ends the day at 309. And then, so that's the financials there. I know we didn't cover them all, obviously. And then this one, good recovery day for Miss Lily. That's Adair's name for it. It was down 5.76% there. Well, it's down 3.76, but it was down 5.7% earlier. And looks like that battled back nicely. As we're wrapping up JP Morgan's health conference week. I believe that ends on Friday, which would be tomorrow, where a lot of these, just like we had CES over the last couple weeks there, this week it was all about health space, and J&J got a couple bids going through them. And then in the electronic technology, it's really funny, it's called electronic technologies. AMD was up more. Obviously, we saw that huge tank there at the end of the day. Broadcom. Did my guy Marvell hold up or not? Marvell's one of my picks as well. What a crazy timing that we did. We did these picks on, what was it, Monday or Tuesday, and it was kind of a turbulent week for many of these names. Look at my Marvell. Like, I was just like, see ya. It's a good thing. I think we're in at like $84, whatever that was there at the beginning of the week. So down to $80. That pick's not looking that great. And then where did Netflix wind up? Netflix ends up 88. Yuck. All right, Obi, any plans for tonight, my guy?
Not really. I think I'm going to play some Hogwarts Legacy before playing some Blue Ocean.
Okay, I hope you'll have fun in one and profitable in the other.
Yeah.
And maybe fun in both.
Yeah, of course. Always.
I'm just reading right now. It looks like we have potentially the rinks might be closed. The rink that she's playing at. She's supposed to have a practice tonight, and then my son has chess. So hopefully both of those facilities are open, and we will be able to take our kids out, because tomorrow's a PA day. Here in the city of Toronto. So not only do the kids get today as a snow day, but they get tomorrow off of school. So it's they get report cards on Monday, so they prepare them all, blah, 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 get that going. So that happens tomorrow for the teachers here in the Toronto District School Board. And then Monday, we're actually off. No stock market. Monday.
Yeah.
It's Martin Luther King Jr.
Day.
So that comes Monday. So yeah, that was true, Fabian. My wife was like, she thought that whenever it was snow days, it was supposed to be virtual classes. But that was not today, so I don't know what was going on with that. So the kids just sat at home and did what they did during the winter break, which was a little bit of nothing. I hope they were helping shovel, so when I get home, I do not have to. What are the odds of that? All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Adara. Andrew's in the chat. Sorry, thank you, Andrew, in the chat. Thank you, Obi, Adara. Big day there for Adara, man. Good work on the midday show, obviously, and doing everything that she does. Adara does the watch list for us, everything. Reads all the news. Thank you, Adara, for that. Ramin, thank you. Thank you to Fabian, Andre, Brendo, and the rest of us, and to the big guy to my left, Sharif.
Thank you, Sean.
Oh, I thank you. Yeah, nice to hear. Thank you, Obi. And thank you to all of our viewers as well. We could not do this show without you. Well, we could, but it would be boring. All right, Obi. Tomorrow I will see you. That is for sure. This man just comes in, no problem, whatever the weather is. Oh, absolutely no problem on that. Thank you, everybody. It's been a great day. For Adara in the back. There she is. Give a wave. That's Obi. I'm Sean, and we will thank you. Trying to close the show there before we wrap that thing up. Andre got to get out of here. All right, Andre, let's get out of here. Ciao, everybody.
See ya.